Okay. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, joined by Darkestnyte. It's been a while since I've streamed, and even longer since Darkestnyte joined me. So, Darkestnyte, first of all, how are you doing? Welcome back, and let's go ahead and jump in. How are you?
Doing good. I was under the weather for a couple of weeks there. So if I sneeze or cough during the live stream, just know that I'm not 100%. But other than that, really excited about all the changes that we've had within Splinterland. So much information, so much changes. There's so much to talk about. And hopefully,
I
that we'll
know.
get through in maybe 4 hours today. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because you came down with something
Yeah.
like a couple days before I did. So I don't know
Yeah.
if you like virtually transmitted it to me, or it just seems like something.
Everywhere, dude. It's everywhere.
It seems like something's going on. I like you're on the East Coast. I'm in
Yeah.
Texas. I was literally catching up with my cousin yesterday and telling him that like I was well. He's like, dude, there's like something going around my house. He's like, we all got sick. So I'm like, I don't know. I saw this funny tweet. Now, thankfully I tested negative for the Rota, but I saw this funny tweet where it's just like, apparently COVID's over, but everybody has it.
Yes, exactly.
I was just like, actually, I keep hearing about that too.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies is I Am Legend. Love that movie.
Mhm.
And there's one of the first scenes in the movie is, "You cured cancer." Yes. Yes, I did. And then 3 weeks later, everybody's like, so yeah, it was a great movie, and I feel like I'm living in I Am Legend most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Do you have a dog?
I don't, but I do want to get one. And
I was gonna say, I mean, how can you say you're in I Am Legend without a dog?
I know. Maybe I'll get one.
Okay, so we're gonna take a total left turn here. I know everybody wants to talk about. Splinterlands, and we will in a second. But I just have something personal I need to ask Darkestnyte. So first of all, let's say hey to Yuki, hey to Chris, hey to Ghostly BG. Chris is saying get well soon. Rift Summoner's in the house. Oh no, Yuki, I hope you get better soon. That sucks. All right. So in our private conversations, Darkestnyte, you referenced I Am Legend and iRobot. So I have to ask, are you a big Will Smith fan? Those are the two movies I've heard you talk about recently.
How about that?
I mean, it's okay. You could still be a bit Will Smith fan. There's nothing wrong with that.
So the thing with Will Smith is he picks roles in movies that I like. I love like survival movies. I love sci-fi. iRobot was excellent. Even it's a terrible movie that he did. What was it? Oh man, he was a space. Him and his son. They were.
After Earth or something like that.
Yes, After.
I never
Earth.
Watched it, but for some reason I know it.
So people say it's so bad, but I watch it, right? Like I like anything with space. I'm a huge science fiction fan.
Same, yeah.
So I don't really care who's in it. He just happens to pick those roles, right? So
interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you remember long time. I told you we're gonna take a left.
I remember when he smacked Chris Rock. Yes, totally.
I think it was like an interview or something, but it was like circulating around like early on in his career. He like sat down with his manager and was just like, what are the top 10 blockbuster movies over the past, like this is back in the 90s, right? It's like, what are over the last couple of years, what are the top 10 like blockbuster movies that made the most money? And it was all like action films, like action adventure type films. And he's like, I only want to do these. Yep. And then in the 90s he became like this action star. And then I mean, I feel like he flexed his muscles with things like Pursuit of Happiness. I thought that was a good one too. Yeah, so
Independence Day was great.
Oh God, man. Yeah. All those 90s action movies were so great. You know who was great, who else was great in the 90s as an action star, who like fell off, and I don't know what he's doing now, but Nick Cage. Remember Nicolas Cage?
Favorite movies. Next.
Con Air. Oh, Next. Con Air, The Rock. Like all those were so fun.
Yeah. Oh man, now I know what I need to watch today. 90s movies.
Yep. All right. Okay, we can get back to it now, but I just wanted to take a little bit of a side quest there.
Yeah.
All right. So how's everybody doing aside from people being sick and having COVID? Well, I mean, if you are sick and having COVID, I hope you guys are feeling better.
Yeah.
Kofi's in the house. Chris loves that he slapped Chris Rock. Andrew's in the house. What's going on, Andrew? How are you? I love Pursuit of Happiness. It was a good movie. I thought Will Smith did well. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see Darkestnyte back on. I know it's good to chat with Darkestnyte too. The Rock was fantastic. I agree, man. Some of those 90s action movies were fun. That what was the other one? The space one? Oh, Armageddon. I mean, as unrealistic as it was
Dude,
so good, man.
awesome. Awesome. We had what did we have? Deep Impact, another one that was great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a time of good movies, just good, solid. Just
Yeah.
hey, let's go to the movies and see something crazy.
True. Speaking of now we're totally off the rail here.
Yeah.
But speaking of movies, so I had watched Gray Man recently. You watched it as well. You said you liked it.
It was great.
I think a show you might like, if you have Amazon Prime, is The Terminal List.
I'm watching it now.
Oh, you
Yeah.
are? Okay. So
It's good.
I'm 6 episodes in, so I think I need 2 more. But yeah, I don't know. Like this is why I woke up so late today, because I was like, I had watched the 6th I had watched the 6th episode. It was past midnight last night, and then I was like, should I go for it? Should I do the 2 more? And I was like, no, I need to stream in the morning. I was like, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So Chris is saying they posted a proposal today. Ooh, okay. Can you tell us more about it, Chris? And how can we help get it some? Well, get it before I sign up to support it. I would love to discuss it with the community. Catch Me If You Can. Oh, that's another good one with DiCaprio.
Yep.
Harris is in the house. Man, I haven't chatted with you guys in so long. It has been a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back to Splinterland stuff, because as I've said in my videos recently, I feel like I picked the perfect / worst time to step away, because there was so much that happened. You know, I was like, I knew the end of the airdrop was happening, and I was like, that's fine. I'll jump back into it. But then they had like the ECR thing the Thursday before. Like pack sales just went through the roof. In fact, I mean, we can even pull this up here. We are more than 40% of the way.
Yeah, that's insane.
So now here's the thing, right? Like I don't do price predictions, but I did make a little pack prediction that I thought we would sell out by the end of August. And so
we're on track.
That was based on nothing. That was just based on the fact that I knew we'd get a bump in pack sales, and I felt like that momentum might carry us to actually sell out before the end of August.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to stick with that for now, because we've seen that momentum kind of carry through.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If we get a lull in August, or if we get a Bitcoin tantrum and it drops to the downside, I can see things slowing down, and then maybe my prediction's wrong. But how are you feeling right now with where pack sales have been? What's your analysis on this?
I want more packs, right? I mean, so all the packs I was holding on to, I said, oh, I'll save them. And then now with the reward change, at the higher levels, you can get potions. There's a potion multiplier. So now I have tons of potions, and it's so hard not to click that open pack button, right? And so I've opened them all. I opened them all. And nice. The other part of it is the prices for cards from Chaos Legion are really good, right? Because there's a lot of supply right now. And I just took the opportunity to just max out all my Chaos Legion cards. So that's so I think it's a good time for asset accumulation for sure.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I was expecting with the end of the airdrop was for prices to come down. And I feel like in some instances, in some instances we've seen it. I think especially with the summoners. I mean, look, there's nothing over $3 at the moment, and I've seen General Sloan as low as like $1.20. But I don't know. I like maybe I'm just being not bearish, but just like wishful thinking of hoping that we would get like $1 summoners.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, have we ever seen $1 summoners? I mean, after last summer, I don't think we've seen that.
Yeah,
we could, right? But I would say, just from my perspective, this is definitely the time to max out cards if you plan on playing at high levels, for sure.
Yeah, or at least consider like dollar cost averaging in. I don't know if it goes up or down from here, but let me tell you this. Yeah. I think the LP rewards screwed up everybody's prediction about the end of the airdrop being, crazy. Because the LP rewards, they were just enough for people to be like, meh, I'll hang on to my DEC, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't need to like go through stuff. Now, a significant amount of people still did. I mean, what for 100,000 packs or 200,000 packs is, I don't know what the math is on that. Is that 8 million DEC or 80 million DEC?
What is that? I think that's 80 million.
I want to see how, guys, I'm still waking up here. So
Yeah, I'm
let's
not
see.
good at math either.
4,000 times 200,000 packs. Oops, that's too many zeros. 800 million DEC.
100. We were both wrong.
Yeah, we were both wrong. Wow, that was
Off
okay.
by 1-0.
Off by a whole zero. Now, I mean, that still
It's crazy.
in context, like there's multiple billion DEC out there, right? Like I think there was 4 to 5 billion DEC. So it's not like all the DEC just got eaten up, or even like half of it. I think it's probably less than 20%. So there could still be a rush into this, but at this point in time, I think that I think things are just going to kind of stay status quo. Sure, more packs have been opened. Ooh, this is something that I did want to get into, and I thought about making a separate video for it, but
Here we go. Yeah.
more packs have been opened. So we're at 6 million packs now. And so we were right before the end of the airdrop, I believe, for my tracking, we were like close to like 5.5 million. So if you think about it, in the past week, or less than the past week, we are almost at what, anywhere between 8 to 10% of all packs that have ever been open were open just in the past week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And,
it was a frenzy, right? I mean, there's
yeah,
no reason really not to open them right now, right?
exactly.
They're cheap, well, cheaper,
Yeah.
and the value is there. Everyone's playing Modern and Wild. I'm sure is stoking some of that desire to open packs because
Mhm.
people want to be competitive, right?
Yeah.
So there's good supply for people that want to boost up their assets. So this is a good time. And again, we called it the summer of Splinterlands, right?
Yeah.
This is the golden age of Splinterlands asset accumulation. So
Gosh, when I saw packs jump up by like 160K over like 48 hours,
oh,
I
yeah.
was like, ah, crap, I should have leveled up my deck. and now it's slowed down, and I'm still thinking like, okay, well, I should level up my deck now.
Yeah. At
But
least your summoners, right?
at
Like
least my
that's the
summoners,
thing.
yeah.
At least your summoners. And again, with all the rewards we're getting from reward drops, you can sell some of the cards you're getting, and just focus on leveling up your summoners. Once you do that, everything else is cake, right? You can pick which specific cards you want to get.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. Like part of me wanted to open some of the packs that I have, right? Because I'm hanging on to some of them, and now I'm thinking like, okay, well, if I open whatever I have,
Yeah.
and because part of me was like, okay, well, let me hang on to these for like potential price appreciation. But now it's like, well, once we see the movement happen
Yeah.
again, like I'll buy back in, right? At least that's my thought process now. And what I could do is like buy DEC now at this like 50% off, 60% off price, or 40% off, sorry. Um, Hang on to that DEC in like a liquidity pool or something, and then come back through later and buy more. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So look at what happened with Untamed, right? We have basically this exact same thing happen.
Mhm.
And as new summoners were released, the FOMO really kicked in, right?
Yeah.
And really, Yoden, I think, started it, right? And people were like, "Whoa, that's awesome!" But all the cards were really good.
Do you
And then
remember
when,
what number Yoden was in terms of like
oh, I
airdrop? Was it in the middle or was it towards the end?
don't remember. I
Okay.
wasn't really paying attention then, right? I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, what's an airdrop?" Right? Like I was still figuring all that out. So um, given what I think is going to happen, we had Kitty drop, right? And
Mhm.
that's when everything just went crazy. We don't know what these cards are going to look like, but I
Yeah.
think they're going to be awesome, right? If Wraith is any indication in terms of the quality, I think the cards are going to be excellent
Yeah.
for the next releases.
So here's my personal struggle right now, where it's like I want to buy more packs,
Mhm.
um yet I don't know what I want to do with them. I don't know if I want to flip them or whatever, but the reason that I want more packs is because I do worry about that situation at the end of Chaos Legion, whether that's November of this year's aggro things or whether that's like May of next year,
Yeah.
where I worry about the fact that as the end comes through, asset prices rise, and I'm only good for like two guaranteed airdrops, right? So that Dragon Summoner, if it's anything similar to Kitty or anything on par with Kitty, which I think, like you said, with Grandmaster Wraith being actually quite powerful in my opinion, I think we can expect at least decent, abilities from these upcoming summoners.
Yeah.
My worry is that when we get to that Kitty 2.0 or whatever it ends up being, these cards won't be going for $20 like Grandmaster Wraith, right? The price is going to shoot up significantly.
Maybe, right? But we have more supply, right? So my thoughts on the release of the summoners is anybody that wants them, with given the number of players we have right now, right? Anyone that
Yeah.
wants them will be able to get them, and that's kind of what Wraith is, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
want a maxed out Wraith, it'll cost you $200, and you get it, right? Or maybe a little bit more, right? Depending on supply, but I think all of the summoners will be like that, right? I think everyone is aware of what the time is to actually get these cards. I think it's not like it was a year ago when
Mm-hmm.
everyone was new and we're trying to figure it all out. The asset scarcity. We didn't understand that. At least I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand it now, and I know not to wait
Yeah.
until the supply drops.
Well, again, I agree with you in the sense that I think it's going to be similar for the next couple of airdrops, right? Like when we get the Fire Summoner,
Yeah, can't
that huh?
can't
What's that?
wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So when we get the Fire Summoner, I almost revealed the name. Oops. And that's all I know, guys. I just know the name and some
The
of the
name of
words.
what?
The Fire Summoner.
Ah, okay.
Because I had to write some lore music behind it.
Oh, nice, nice.
But when we get the Fire Summoner and whatever ends up coming next, that'll put us at like 11 million packs. I still don't think the FOMO kicks in. I mean, Agro was saying that he thinks the FOMO is going to kick in after 10 million. And
Yeah,
I'm like, sure, maybe a little bit, but for some reason I have like 12 million in my mind. That's like 80% there, and then
sure.
people really start FOMOing into packs, and that's when somebody with very deep pockets can come in and like buy up a large amount and create that FOMO, right? So
Yeah, I think they will. I think they're biding their time.
so actually let's catch up on some of the chat here because there's a lot of good questions. So here's saying I opened 533 Chaos Legion
Nice.
packs and I got 3 gold foil legendaries. Nice.
Sweet.
I use sweet. So okay, so here's somebody who took out of their LP. Smart move. Oh, so Chris made a proposal today to boost ECR regeneration or lower ECR spent per game based on CP of cards locked for more than 2 days, whether delegated or rented out.
I
CP
like
only
that.
boosts the account it's locked to. I think we're all looking for stuff like this, Chris. So if you guys are interested in getting some kind of ECR boost, I think it's important we like make our voices heard in the community so the team starts considering this.
Yeah, it's interesting because my cards are locked, depending on the value. Some are locked for 30 days, right?
Yeah.
Others are locked typically for 5. I don't really sell cards, so and I delegate only to friends, right? So if there was a benefit, then heck, I might even not even delegate. Then I might even just send them the cards, especially if I trust them, so that they can take advantage of that. So.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, 30 days is a long time. I started off with 5, and then I was like, God, that's so long. Let me reduce it down to 3.
I don't want to miss anything. If my account gets hacked, I do not want to miss.
That's fair. That's fair. I hope we get the ability to lock down other assets, so like land and nodes and all that too. So yesterday, roughly around 13 packs per day pace. Yeah, I mean we're still moving. Between last night and this morning, it's been about 11 packs so far because we crossed 400K yesterday. I agree. It's so hard not to open packs. Well, again, there's no incentive to hold them anymore, right? Like if you want the price appreciation, then just buy back in later, right? Now, here's the thing. You may not get this sweet discount, right? So you may not get the sweet discount of 40% off. I think as we get closer to the end of Chaos Legion, part of that will be people buying DEC, raising the price of DEC. So we might get to 30% off or 20% off. And if there's actually no reason to buy with credits, even though buying with a credit card is like the easiest way for I think most folks just to get money into the game. So when Rift Watchers comes out, we need to talk about Rift Watchers too. Chaos Legion rare summoners could get cheaper, maybe. We need to talk about Rift Watcher summoners because I don't think there's going to be enough.
Um,
I think they're actually going to be
you know,
really difficult to get.
yeah, I think it will. I think it'll sell out like that.
All right, so Chris is saying I bought Myler for $5 BCX. Ooh,
Yeah,
I bought
that's somebody that had a really good vision of what it was, because now a year later we know, and I wish I had taken advantage of that.
Well, Chris, I bought mine for $50 BCX. So I literally 10x your price. So Yvonne saying I predict Rift Watchers will sell out before Chaos Legion, and it will delay Chaos Legion selling out. I actually think Rift Watchers is going to go fast too. Like I don't like to be the FOMO and hype guy, but deep down, just being honest with you guys, 5 or 3 million packs. I know they're at $5, but I think that there's enough interest and money in the game that somebody's going to come in and wipe it out. Now, what could be interesting is if they try to meter out the release using vouchers,
I sure
the
hope.
same way that they wanted to do with Chaos Legion,
Yeah.
because then it could make packs way more expensive, right? So let's say they do, this could lead to an increase in voucher price as well, similar to what we saw with Chaos Legion. And let's say they do multiple vouchers, because who knows that if the further.
Oh. Did I lose you? Hello. All right. So, okay, After Sound is hopping back in. If you guys can hear me, his internet went down. Yeah, it got disconnected. Can you guys hear me? I can see the chat. Oh, oh, okay. All right, guys. Well, After Sound's coming back in. I will keep you entertained. So I will catch up on chat. So let's see. So yeah, we will not. I'm sure After Sound will not reveal the name. So Harris, sorry there. Yeah, I haven't even seen the graphic for the Rip the Fire Summoner at all. I need to go look at that. Like I said, I've been, under the weather. All right, Kofi is asking, do you guys think the extra long 19-day season will result in a large dump of reward cards? It seems like prices have been pushing up the last couple of days, since we should have had EOS by now normally. Maybe. But again, as I look at the longer season that I haven't really gotten that many more packs or reward shares. I'm right around 75. I would have been there for a 15-day, for 15-day season. So it really depends on how much people are playing. I think they, just stretched it out. It's my opinion. Do you guys have your Gladius cards locked? That's a great question. I don't think so. I'll need to check that. You can't do it. You can't trade them. You can't do anything with them. So, yeah, you can't transfer Gladius cards, right? Someone could burn them. That is true. 3 million packs won't last long unless they meter it out. And again, I think that's going to be based on the quality of the cards, right? If they're meta defining, because if you remember in Dice, there were some cards that were just trash, right? So, well, were less useful than others, right? So I think if there's something meta defining, I think that will help drive the FOMO for sure. Welcome to the Darkestnyte show. Yes. So the price of vouchers, I mean, if they do tie into Rift Watchers, I think it will go up. We'll definitely, will be, if you've purchased a node or anything like that, you'll be happy that you're getting those vouchers for free. Well, not really for free, but you're getting some reward from vouchers. So I'm holding on to all of them. All right, let's see. I think they will increase the vouchers to $5 and $5 per pack. That would be crazy. That would be awesome. I can retire. Time for the darkest. Oh, there we go. After Sound is jumping on now, I believe. Yeah. So After Sound lost his internet connection, so he'll be on in a few minutes.
Whoa, guys! I just got launched into an alternate dimension where Chaos Legion sold out right away, and let me tell you, it was awesome.
Yes, I come to you now from the future.
I come to you now from the future. How's the Darkestnyte show?
Not as exciting without you, man. You're definitely an entertainer. I'm just a guy that just talks.
I don't know, man. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. All the thumbs up were.
Oh, I can't see them where I'm looking. So,
all right, yeah, guys. I don't know what happened, but it's always embarrassing to get kicked off of my own show. So happened once with Godzilla a while back too.
Yeah.
All right. So I was listening in.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking care of the chat. Name reveal, please. I'm trying to figure out where we left off here. Ooh.
Oh, I went down all the way down. So we're talking about the pump of vouchers, right? And I was gonna ask you, aren't you glad that you bought that node? Well, are you glad that you bought that node? Because I remember you were kind of back and forth on the node.
Yes, I'm glad I bought the node. I'm not happy that I bought it for more than what it was going for at the lowest, but. Right. The thing is, my love-hate relationship with the node is I want to support the ecosystem, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm really not happy with the monetary policy that they created for it, like with the rewards on vouchers. And so I don't know, it's stuff like that makes me super nervous, and why the only token that I'm bullish on is SPS, because it's just like they can change voucher distribution and they can change DEC distribution. They've done it several times. So I mean, honestly, they can change SPS distribution, and if they do, that would make me really nervous. But so far, the only thing they've done since releasing the white paper is add in a burn mechanism for it. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's good.
But in the future, I would be worried about, well, not worried about, but I remember hearing Agro say on a town hall a while back, like maybe the DAO will choose that some SPS inflation is okay, right? Meaning that the DAO in the future could vote to say, like, let's start adding SPS tokens back into circulation, right? So, or adding more SPS tokens.
That's governance. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah. So if it's something that the community decides on, and hopefully I'm a part of the community and then can have, my voice and say, and it makes sense, then sure, like I'm all for it. But right now, I want there to be not enough SPS to go around.
Yeah. Well, we're no longer getting airdrops, so we're getting closer.
Yeah. So. All right, so we have to pump the price of vouchers now, so they decide to make it one voucher. I think I don't know if you guys saw on the Mav chat, but Agrod was saying plan for end of September for Rift Watchers.
Okay. So right before Splinterfest.
Right before Splinterfest. Oh, I need to book. I'm going to book my stuff this weekend.
Yep.
I know you are all set to go. So who here is planning to head to Splinterfest? Because Darkestnyte will be there, and hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have my stuff booked as well. I think they'll increase the vouchers. $5 and 5 voucher pack would be crazy.
Yeah,
it'd be so expensive though. I mean, is that like?
Well, I think it's gonna be more expensive than Chaos Legion for sure.
Okay, let's dig into a little bit of Rift Watcher stuff here, because I want to get your opinion on this. You were around at least for a little bit of dice, and I don't know how maxed out your dice collection is, but barely. Okay, but I'm assuming you want to get in on Rift Watcher's action, right? And
max out every card.
Max out every card. Okay, so I think that's most people's intention here. My thought process with this is that there's almost double the amount of cards, right? It would jump from like 25 to 43. And the summoners are epics, which are usually the most difficult to max out, just because their drop rates tend to be the lowest amongst all cards. So I don't know how good these summoners are going to be. I have to imagine if they're epic summoners in like modern format, they're going to be somewhat formidable. And when we think back to the summoner abilities of Lorna and Myler and Ouster, I think they're going to be highly desired.
I
So
think so.
I just feel like there's not going to be enough cards because of the fact that there's 5 million, or sorry, 3 million packs, but 43 different cards, and then you're going to have your summoners being epic. There's not going to be nearly enough. And I hate to be the hype and FOMO guy, but I worry about this because my whole goal with Chaos Legion onwards was to try and max everything out. And I'm failing with Chaos Legion right now, but we're getting there.
Yeah,
But
you'll get.
now Riftwatch is going to come out in like 2 months, and I'm just like, oh, I don't even know. I've actually stopped selling vouchers for a little bit, or I've started like putting vouchers aside because I'm just like, I don't know how many packs I'm going to need to get, and I want to make sure that I can get enough.
Yeah, so I have a prediction on the Rift Watcher summoners.
Okay,
Either
let's hear it.
a zero cost summoner or a 1 mana summoner. That's my prediction. Think about how
Interesting.
crazy that would be. No abilities, right? 0 or 1.
Now, hold on. I need to share my screen again. So
Because
let's.
if you look at the distribution, right? Mana
Uh-huh.
in Untamed, there are 3 cost summoners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to 4. Then we went to 6. We already had 7. So would we have a 10 cost summoner? That doesn't make sense. So
I
I
don't
think
think
it'll be
so.
less. I think it'll be less than 3. I think it'll be 2 or 1.
Now,
1.
okay, we already have in history, right? And this is all. Most of this is cycled out
Mhm.
of modern format, but we already have 2 mana, no
Yeah.
ability summoners. So I think that if they were to go with 0 or 1, that would kind of devalue these, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but those are all previous editions, right? Those are all wild, right? Right now, we're all focused on modern, and I think that you need a modern equivalent of those cards.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they'll have an issue with devaluing them, right? I mean, again, they're gonna, and again, if you look at these, they're all epic, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see some variation of that.
Okay, so 0 or 1. I
I
think.
mean, 0 would really have hype, right? I mean, that would be insane.
I mean, again, if you do 0, the thing is, like, I feel like all these cards get devalued. So if I was holding
I
them, I'd
think
be
so
like,
too. But
not,
if you look at how many of those cards there are, right? Click on any one of them. Let's do a Xander, right? How many are in circulation?
I mean, you can see here at the
Yeah,
top, there's only
17.
1,700 of each of them,
Yeah,
roughly,
I
or
mean, and again, it
1,900.
would be unfortunate, but in order to serve the greater community, you're going to need to have something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, just my prediction.
I can see it. I'm actually curious because I've heard like numbers all over the place, right?
Mhm.
5 seems to be one of the more popular ones too.
Right. And
Where
we've
if you
had those, right? We've had those 5s, which are still used all the
Mhm.
time, right? So, yeah, I mean, again, something's going to get devalued, right?
What do you think that there are like 5 or 6 OP abilities? Imagine like a 5 mana summoner that only has 1 ability on it,
You know
or
the
like
one.
one buff or minus. But that ability is something that you would never expect, like almost like a blast with Yodin, right? Where it's like it's OP, but it gives you something like super significant, and it's very like, you know what I mean?
Life leech. I want life
Oh
leech.
gosh, see, okay, so you know what? Let's have some fun with this. All right,
Yeah.
so I like your theory of 0, 0, 1, but I want to see if whether whatever the mana ends up being, whether 0,
Sure.
1, or 5. I'm curious to go to like the abilities and see if we can find
Dude, we do this all the time.
see if we do 5
We
abilities
talk
that would
about
just
this all the
be.
time. Yeah. So yeah. So and again, we've done this before.
Mhm.
So
No, but it's just one ability. So there's no like buffer. It's no plus or minus whatever, but just one ability that could be provided here.
what's the one? The new one for the gladiator cards. The
Oh, bloodlust.
bloodlust will be a good one.
All right,
Bloodlust. I mean, we can
I'm
go.
already
They're all. I mean, they're all good.
I'm already getting excited about this. Imagine a summoner that gives all of your monsters backfire.
That would be
Imagine a
awesome.
summoner that gives all of your monsters opportunity and life leech.
Life leech. That's my favorite right there. Absolutely. Stun.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Ooh, how about everybody gets a press? That would be a good one. In certain cases, right?
In certain cases, yeah. Hmm. Uh,
Everyone
I-
gets retaliate. Yeah, but that won't work, right? Because retaliate only works for melee.
for melee, yeah. But I mean, then you play that monster during the melee only battles.
Yes, you sure would. Everyone gets shield. Oof, oof.
Can you imagine everyone getting scavenge?
Oh yeah, that would be
Your entire team just profiting off the death of everyone.
yep.
Um, all right, I
Yeah,
feel like there's
because
there's
some of
enough
these
crazy
already
abilities
exist.
here,
Ooh,
huh?
everyone gets giant killer.
Okay.
That's it. Or force.
That'd be great for those 99 mana battles
Yes, it really would.
because I always feel compelled to play giants.
Ooh, I just saw double strike would be so OP. Yeah, it would. Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine if everybody got immunity too.
I would like that. And that's not terribly OP, right? It would be, it would be niche. But I would love that because you'd
I
know
mean,
when.
I actually feel it's very OP because then all of your monsters' abilities are just like, because I was thinking immediately for like poison rule set, it makes sense,
Sure.
but in like every game, whatever like minus or plus abilities the other team's trying to give you, your guys are just immune to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a little bit too much. But again, we already have some of them, right? We already have Magic Reflect. We already have.
Hmm.
Ooh, Phase would be a good one. I like that. Phase would be great,
That's true.
and
Phase.
not terribly OP, right? But it will be a game changer. Definitely meta defining.
Yeah, well, there would be specific use cases for it, I think, right? Like, yeah, it would come in. It wouldn't change the game where it would dominate in every rule set,
Right.
but it would definitely help in specific ones, which I think is what we want, right? Like
Right.
the whole name of the game is like strategy and configuring your best deck for different rule sets.
How about everyone has Enrage?
That could be pretty
That,
crazy, yeah. All right,
yeah.
I feel like there's enough abilities here that would seemingly feel OP,
Mhm.
and I'd be okay with like paying a 5 mana or whatever summoner
Oh, sure.
to get it, right?
Yeah.
Or 4 mana, whatever it ends up being. Okay, well, that was a fun experiment.
How about give everybody poison? Oh, wait, we already have that, and it didn't really work that well.
I thought you thought it worked great.
It's okay. I mean, I don't really use Waka right now nearly as much as I thought I would.
As you thought you
Yeah,
would.
it's not. How can I say this? It has its place, but it's definitely not. It's not like Yoden, right? Which for a while I called it Baby Yoden, right?
Yep, I
It,
remember.
yeah, it's not.
Um, yeah, I don't. I mean, it's the thing is, I'm just maybe because I don't have him, but I'm curious to get your thought on it. Like when you were delegating him to me, and I
Mhm.
was gonna play death, part
Yep.
of me, if part of my death experience felt incomplete because I wasn't giving the team a debuff. Right?
Right.
It felt weird for me because I'm just like, oh, I can give them like -1, -1 magic, -1 range, or -1 whatever. But now it's just like, oh, I'm playing offense here with death, which is
Yeah,
weird for me.
it is weird. Yeah, and here's the thing. I think the card itself needs a rework. Right. I think how poison interacts on that card should be changed. I always thought at the beginning it should be um, you should be able to spread the poison with blast. In fact, originally I thought that would be the case.
Okay.
It didn't. So it was kind of after that a little bit lackluster.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, let me catch up on some of the other chat here. Tim Hendricks in the house. What's going on? Don't tell him what happened. Razor Games, what's going on? Gangsta Dimension? Did I go to Gangsta Dimension? Oh yeah. Gang's the one who's saying we were gonna sell out in like 5 minutes, right?
That's right. He did say that.
Yes, it was fun in Gangsta Dimension. We were all rich and it was great. I got my second one for 2,500 hive on this. Ivan, was that you? You got your note. I was trying to see who got a node for like $1,300, which 1,300 USD, which was 2,500 hive. So
Congratulations.
yeah, congratulations. Because I think I would get a second one for 1,300. Gus Z's in the house. I think you're talking about Splinterfest. Yvonne's going to be at Splinterfest. Very cool. So when governance comes in, how do you guys think voting will be managed so the very few large holders of SPS who generally the team don't control the votes due to their large holdings? Kofi, I think I have bad news for you with this. I think ultimately it's going to be like American politics where you feel like you have the illusion of choice. But at the end of the day, this is the problem with see, my Bitcoin maxiness always like shines through, but this is the problem with proof of stake, right? Because like anybody can, if they have enough money, can buy the network essentially, or buy a controlling share of the network. So as of this point in time, it's going to be the team members and OGs and people who have like tons of SPS that are probably all going to be somewhat aligned with what the team is thinking we should do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So
So
when you say you have tons of SPS, what number is that? Because I wonder to myself, do I have enough?
are you talking about like the team has tons
No,
of
you.
SPS?
Just in general, like what number is a ton of SPS?
Okay, well, let's see. How do I answer this question
Is it
first?
100,000? Is it a million? Like, what's a ton?
I think, well, okay, so the reason I want to go to this
Here we
top
go.
holders thing is just to show how much SPS is kind of sitting out there, right? So staked SPS. Now we'll skip the first couple of ones, but as soon as we start recognizing names of people, like Bubkey, right? This is one of the top players of the game, has 2.5 million.
Wow.
Now, 2.5 million at this point in time. Again, I don't want to trust my own math. So 2.5 over 800 is roughly 1/3% of a vote.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of these people who probably would agree with what the team wants to do and will be influenced by what the team members are pushing for, if they all vote, I mean, this is just this top 200 list here is probably going to be, I don't know, tens of millions, right? Like a significant percentage. But this is where it comes in, right? Because I don't know how big the small tail is, or the long tail is. I mean, and so this is where I think the community should really start to focus on, like, okay, if we want to have a larger voice and we want to have whatever the case is, right? Like, start collecting that SPS.
Yeah.
Like, don't let it all float to the top.
And hold on to it, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard to say what's a large amount. I mean, like I said, I've always wanted to have 1 million SPS, but that has nothing to do with governance. That's just me hoping that SPS goes back to $1, right, at some point in time. So I would love to have 1 million SPS just for that alone. But I think,
Because answering that question, right? If it's $1 million and we are at what's the price? Like six cents now. This would probably be, and again, not financial advice, but this would probably be one of the best times to get it, especially if you expect it to go up. I think though we're going to see up and down, right? I think it's going to be highly volatile for the next couple of months.
yeah. Well, okay, let's do this. Let's consider how many daily active users there are in the game right now. And I know a bunch of them are bots, but it doesn't like
well, not as many as before.
not as many as before, right? But if you look at and I'm going to do this math off screen, but there's roughly 800 million SPS right now. I'm just going to do 1 billion because we're going to have some more syncs in the near future. So 1 billion SPS divided by, I'm going to say 160,000 players. That means each player on average should have roughly 6,200 SPS. Okay. So the question is, do you have 6,200? Because if it were evenly distributed between all accounts that were actually playing this game daily, 6,200 or 6,250, right, to be exact, is where you'd want to be. And actually, let's get very specific here.
That's actually a really good answer. Actually, yeah, I like that answer.
So like, do you have your fair share of voice, right? Do you have 6,200 SPS, which 6,250 times 0.06, right? That's $375 worth of SPS, which is a lot of money for many people, I'm sure, right? So, and it gets you nothing in the game, right? Like it does. Sure, it's an investment, but it doesn't help you in the game in any way. It's not gonna win you, help you win against Jotun or do something that's meta defining. what was I trying to go to?
So it truly is an investment. Yeah, that's a great answer though. 6,200, right? So all right.
6,200. Oh, hold on. Let me just see how much SPS do we currently have in circulation. I think it's like 850, 8 861 million. So 861. But see, does this include burned? I think it doesn't include.
Yeah, because it's
So
been burned, right? So it shouldn't be in the total supply.
okay, so let's say with the current amount, let's say governance were to go live today, we're looking at about roughly 5,300 SPS. So there you go. The question is, do you have 5,300 SPS today to have like your fair share of voice within the game? Now,
That's a
as
good
the game,
solid number too.
it's a good number, right? So as the game continues to grow, obviously this number goes down, right?
Right.
And so, but therefore, if you have 5,300 and the player base starts to grow, then hopefully SPS continues to rise and you have a larger say overall, or your vote counts for a little
Yeah,
bit more. But it's a good question, Kofi. Hopefully that answered it.
it did.
Definitely the fire summoner is a repair summoner. That would be great for Grum Flameblade. 0-1 mana, that would be crazy. Oh gosh. All right. Oh, I'm only 15 minutes behind on chat. Ahmed, what's going on? That'd be nice, but that would make two. Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
Yeah, no, I agree that it would do that, right? But again, we've seen, some cards take a hit. Like, where do you put the new summoners, right?
True. Yeah. Oh, what about this? How about zero cost armor, but it gives you a handicap?
Ooh, that
That
would
would be
be
very interesting,
very
actually.
yeah,
Oh, Harris, I like this idea a lot.
yeah.
Zero, but you have to guess what your opponent's gonna do. What we are getting? No, Ahmed, we're just having fun here. We have no idea what's coming. They have repeat numbers sooner or later as we get
Yeah,
more
of course.
sets.
Exactly.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that being said, though, what we should do is look at modern format and see the summoners here, because then I think we can start to get an idea of what numbers are available, right? So that's why I think 5 could potentially make sense,
Yeah.
because you had legendary summoners that used to be 5 mana but gave 3 abilities. So if you have 5 mana summoners that are giving 2
Two of it.
abilities, that could make sense for epics, right? You also have 1, and 2 mana summoners available. But yeah, I don't know. That's a
So
lot.
if Matt already confirmed they're going to have one ability, then that wouldn't make sense for a 5 mana card, right? So we're back.
Oh, did he say they're only going to have one
That's
ability?
what Round Objects is saying. So I didn't
Oh,
hear that, but that sounds reasonable.
Matt confirmed. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean I highlighted the comment, didn't even read it. Matt confirmed they are going to have one ability. Okay. Well, then one ability.
Probably be on the lower end.
What if they're 3 mana?
So, but we already have 3 mana with one ability. I mean, so
Exactly.
then why wouldn't you make them rare then at that point? That's a rare. Well, actually, it would depend on the ability. It would depend on the
It depends on the ability, and also they're going to be much more scarce. I don't know. That's a good one.
so many options.
Yeah, I know. Because you can't have them. You can't have them be 4 mana with one ability, because then all of a sudden, like the rare CL summoners are even better than them. If you
I
think
can
about
picture the team. It's somebody's job to figure out the new summoners, and they're all like, "No, no, no! I don't want that job."
it,
Like, no,
I
there's
feel
because
like
it's gonna be hard, dude.
I feel like it's Matt. Matt is the only one that does it.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be such a hard job
Thanks for letting
because if
Ahmed
you pick
know.
poorly, right, everybody's pissed.
Yeah. Give all monsters sneak. Yeah, see, all monsters sneak or opportunity, that could be an interesting one. There's some fun abilities out there that could change the meta dramatically.
Oh yeah.
You
But see,
scared
here's the
me.
thing, right? If there already exists a rule set for it, do you really want to do that? But they did it with Yodin, right? There's a
But
blast.
they did it with Yodin, they did it with Waka, right? Poison.
Sure
Or I
did.
guess I think so, because you're not going to come across every rule set. Plus, it sounds as though they want to add more rule sets into the mix.
Yeah. So you know what? Because they've done it before, then that means rule set, abilities could be a thing. Then they don't do it a lot, but they do it.
I'm trying to think of like some of the rule sets abilities that are not
So no heal, right? So that one is Mimosa.
affliction. Yeah.
Affliction, yeah.
Well, I'm trying to. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the ones that are not summoner abilities yet.
Ah, got it.
So, for example, like let's. It's not. So this isn't even an ability, but let's say there's a new ability with like Stampede, right? Where it's like if you all of your monsters get like Stampede, and so therefore you play the ones that have Trample, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you know what I mean?
That,
Like
yeah, that would be good.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a bunch of others. Would you use a summoner if it was 0 but subtracted 1 health? Yeah, potentially. Especially if it's like if it's 0 mana, a low mana game, and then you get something like Equalizer rule set, and
Yeah,
you know that you know what I mean. Like that's like a very
absolutely. Yeah.
specific one where I'm like, okay, I can take the 1 mana, or I can take the 1 health hit across the board, but I get to probably add in another monster for 0 mana.
Or you would use it where summoners don't have abilities, right? And you just use
Hmm.
it for mana cost. That,
Oh,
yeah. So
actually,
you
that's
probably wouldn't even,
huge.
yeah, you probably wouldn't even take the negative ability.
That would come huge. All right, double strike. Summoner gives recharge.
I like
God,
recharge.
no, no, no recharge.
I like recharge.
Double strike would be so OP. So many that would be. Gus, I know so many would be OP, but that's why it's fun because it's like how what abilities could we choose that would make all these like Riftwatcher summoners the most desirable? Summoner takes away recharge would be cool. That's interesting. I want a legendary monster that has double strike, stun, and knockout.
But then your creatures die at the end of 2 rounds if they don't kill the other team. How about that?
This is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be nuts.
You just imagine. I mean, the chances of you landing the stun are 50%. So if you double strike, you're gonna land the stun for sure. And if
Yeah,
you land it on the first one, you get a knockout on the second hit.
that's crazy.
They're adding new abilities. I believe so. It sounds like
They've
they
already
want to add
added
some new
some,
abilities
right?
for
They've
Rift
already added
Watchers.
some. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or maybe zero cost summoner, but his skill also benefits opponents, so +1 melee for all monsters. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah,
Where you kind of control the board there. We need more high mana cards in order to reach 99 mana usage. I think, I mean, I covered this in a previous thing because they mentioned it on the town hall, but it sounds like we're going to get more giants in Rift Watchers. So I would expect those legendaries to be giants. Some high mana cards.
yeah, that'll be awesome.
So round objects. Round objects, I just want to say welcome to the stream. I feel like I'm seeing your name here for the first time today. So all the Rift Watcher summoners will have one ability. Matt confirmed that in the town hall. Okay.
Yeah. So we're on the lower end of mana. So which I think will be great.
I
I don't have
think
any of those 2 mana cards. I want
I,
one.
I think 2 mana is still in play. I feel like if they're gonna have one ability,
Yeah.
and assuming it's ability that like helps your team, not the other team or whatever, or hurts your team, I think that 0 and 1 mana are probably a pipe dream. I think if there's ever a 0 mana summoner, that would have to be a legendary.
Yeah.
But I think 2 mana. I don't know. 2 mana, 5 mana are still in play, depending on the ability.
Actually, pull up the 3 mana from. Actually, you can just scroll down. Let's just see what we have here. So
Which
all of
ones?
them. I just want to look at the 3 mana ones, right? So we have Mylar Crowling. We have Bright and Bloom. I mean, all of those are pretty good summoners, right? At 3 mana. The ones from Untamed, they're okay. But they don't compare with.
Well, okay. So you're saying Untamed is just okay?
Yeah. So, I mean, +1 health, -2 on the Wizard of Eastwood, +1 on Pyre, speed on Pyre is okay, right? It's not meta defining by any
Sure.
means. Contessa Lament, -1. What else do we have? Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're not overwhelming, right? In fact, they're a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah. Well, so this is why I feel like when you look at the Untamed and Chaos Legion, all of these summoners really just have the +1 -1 buffs or debuffs.
Yep.
But Dice is the interesting set here because all these guys have abilities. And so I feel
Yes.
like Rift Watcher is going to be something similar. We're not going to get a +1, -1. We'll
Yeah.
probably get some kind of ability.
Yeah. I agree. So, and again, what would make these cards epic, right, is if you just lower the mana cost and have a similar type of template there.
So maybe 2 mana is
Yeah.
on point. Huh.
Yeah. And it will totally eradicate the value of those other cards, I think.
Yeah. It could go so many ways.
Yep.
All right. Force field is what Yvonne's saying. Phase with +10 speed. All right, that's
That would be nuts.
that's like literally Kitty on speed
Yes.
itself.
Steroids. Yeah.
Harris, that would be a cool rule set. Summoner abilities affect both teams. Oh, that would be a cool rule set, actually.
Yeah.
How much? Okay, well, so much of that would be negated out, but that'd be interesting. Summoners give reflection shield. Summoners gives halfling would be OP. I don't think we're gonna get halving anytime soon. Sounds like they want to just reserve that.
That's a special one. I don't think they'll do that again.
So, cracking. Good morning, coffee. It's a whale's world, and we're just living in it. Small P is Aggie. I think I've heard that before. Let's see, where is he at? I thought isn't Small P also SPS whale? Or sorry, isn't Aggroed also SPS whale? So you can see Aggroed is probably sitting on 7.3 million here, and then we're Small P. So right Aggroed himself must have probably like close to 10 million SPS,
which is reasonable, right? And that would be for the founder of the game, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's their game and they believe in it. So Vilson's in the house. Vilson, what's going on? Vilson, you still playing Steppen? Just curious. Definitely appreciate that numbers on SPS. I'm a little over halfway to having my share going to 5,300. There you go. Okay. Well, let's go back to the SPS thing for a second here, because I think the important thing is to look at what the total amount will be. So 3 billion SPS.
That's correct.
We'll do minus 30 million that are currently burned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2.97 billion divided by 160,000. Let's say the player base never grows. Then what you really want is roughly 18,500 SPS. But I can see this player base growing significantly over time.
If they deliver on the roadmap, right? So, which we haven't even talked about yet, right? If they deliver on that roadmap, I mean, they've been delivering for the last couple of months, right? So I have no reason to think that they won't. I think that we're headed for a really interesting time in Splinterlands for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's just dive quickly into a into a controversial thought that I've had.
Okay.
We don't need to dig into it, but the thing is, the more cards that come out, so the more sets that are released, whether it's Rift Watchers, means that there are more cards available for bot accounts to play with to earn. So over time, if players, real people, don't come in, I think those spots will be taken up by bots. So I fully expect the game to continue growing, even if it's bot accounts that are popping up that can now play with earnable cards, because they couldn't play, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So like when Rebellion comes out, that's going to add however many X amount million more cards, and therefore million more playable decks. Sorry, not million more playable decks, but that many more playable decks. So if the incentives are there, if SPS is high, the SPS battle rewards, whatever it is, I could see more bot accounts coming online. So whether it's real players or not, I think we're going to get more accounts that are coming in and trying to take some of the market share.
Yeah, I mean, no, to be honest, I think, and I hope, right? I hope that we will start to transition away from ranked rewards and have more interaction from a tournament perspective, right? Where that's where the real rewards are going to come from. And I think those are difficult to bot. I mean, it's possible. I mean, you can bot it, right? And I'm sure people do actually, but I'm hoping that that's where most of the focus will be. So it won't matter how many cards are out there, right? You'll focus on being competitive, right? You want the most competitive cards, not just cards, quantity of cards, but you want.
I mean, I agree. Not like I said, I've been saying that I think the future of this game is tournaments and guild brawls.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I hope, right? It's more. I hope that's what they do.
yeah, you know, I I think Weird Beard has some great ideas, and I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to throw shade on Weird Beard at all because I think he does a great job engaging with the community, and he's teased so many things. We just haven't seen anything, right? We just haven't seen anything outside of like modern coming to tournaments.
Yeah.
Um, so I just hope that now that the airdrop is done, all the stuff that he's been teasing for literally months on end, I hope we can start to see it. Because again, like I feel as though he's working hard on a bunch of different things, whether it's partnerships and all that. We just haven't seen the results, but I we're less than a week out from the end of the airdrop, and I've been saying that part of the part of the delays I feel like were the team waiting for the end of the airdrop or the shakeout from the end of the airdrop to
Matt specifically said that, right? Now that
yeah.
we're done with the distribution phase, we now want to add utility, right? And so, you know, I'm kind of glad that everything's staked, right? So it keeps, the SPS, in the community. People aren't selling it like crazy, which I would have thought that would have happened, but it's not. And so I think once Matt adds, well, not Matt, well, Matt and team adds utility, I think it's going to take off like gangbusters. Like we're a
Yeah.
couple of months out from the reveal on lands, right? Once that happens, I think there's going to be new FOMO around land, right? That's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. And land is going to eat up a lot of cards too. So
Yep.
that's
Absolutely.
something to keep in mind. But
Absolutely.
water needs an archery summoner.
Do they really?
You're just trying to give Kulu Swim Hunter some
Yeah.
value. Get out of here.
Yeah. That's funny though.
All right, so making some coffee BRB. Kretch is 3 with 0. Yeah, but Kretch is Dragon too, so keep that in mind. I
Hey,
think there'll be.
let me add something in. If you want, archery with water, just use a dragon summoner. That's +1 range.
Actually, that's a good point. Sometimes though you don't have access to Dragon, but
You can rent it. Oh yes, yeah.
I'm just saying like in the rule set, right?
Yeah.
So,
You're right. You're right.
but I agree with what you're saying. I think they will be 3 mana more powerful abilities than rare. I can see that too. I for some reason now that we've confirmed that it's only one ability, I can see it being like 2, 3, or 5. I don't think it'd be 4 for some reason, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we already have 4 now, right? So
Mhm.
I think that would be a little redundant. My prediction is going to be 2.
Okay, Round Objects agrees with you too. So I think two is where we're starting to see. 4 cast summoner with blast or +2 haste. I don't know that we'll see blast again for a while. At least not until Jotun cycles out.
Yeah.
I think maybe when we get Rebellion we could see a blast, but I don't think we get that beforehand. 4 mana summoner with no armor for your opponent would be nice. I think that should be strong enough to justify
So that would be Rust.
That's a good one. Will there be new abilities in Rift Watchers? I believe so. It sounds like they have been planning new abilities for a while. I mean, Matt's even mentioned it. I actually think Reflection Shield. Again, I'm not saying this from any like inside information, but I actually think Reflection Shield was meant to be a Rift Watchers ability. And because of the fact that they knew Rift Watchers was going to be delayed, and it's such a good counter to Jotun, who's one of the like main, OP summoners within the modern format specifically. Actually, just within everything. I felt like they probably moved Reflection Shield up from Rift Watchers to the new set of rewards cards that they were giving out.
So I have an idea. So you have on the screen now the cards from Dice. What would be the exact counters to these cards? Maybe that's the way to go, right? So Reflection Shield will be an exact counter to Myler
and Ouster.
And Ouster, absolutely. What would be a counter to Lorna Shine? Something with redemption.
All your monsters get redemption.
All your monsters get redemption.
Whoa, that's a good one. Can you imagine playing 6 monsters? That means every opponent monster is going to take 6 damage.
Yes, it would be awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that, right?
That's a
Redemption.
good ability. I like it.
Brighten Bloom. We have Flight. Well, we already have
You
Vera.
already have snare, yeah.
Yeah, but what else would be a good counter to Flight, right? Maybe it has Tree Strike, right?
Oh,
Just
that would
Tree
be a
Strike,
good one. Yeah,
right?
that's like a
Nothing
mini
else.
kitty. Yeah,
Be Kitty, right? And that would be a thing. Alistair, we already talked about. What would be a counter to Pierce?
I think just more armor.
More armor.
But
Okay.
that's not an ability though. That's the thing.
Well, Protect is an ability, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, protect is an ability, but it's when it's given to a summoner, it's not shown as an ability, right? So, for
Ah,
example, like Wizard of Eastwood is technically like the ability is Rust, but it's like he doesn't
yeah.
have Rust. He just has -2.
There we go. So then it would be Force Field. I think that would be the counter to that.
Okay, it's not a perfect counter, but I can see where you're
But
coming
close
from.
enough, right? Like if Quid Yuff is teamed up with, I don't know, somebody with seven melee, right?
Mhm.
Or archery, the force field will definitely counter that. Yeah, I mean, again, I think we're on the right track, right?
True.
That's
Yeah.
because none of those things are overpowered, and it deals with some overpowered cards from the previous set, right?
God, I want a redemption summoner now,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah. Now
because
we
that
want the redemption summoner. There we go.
but that's too OP. I mean, most monsters that you're gonna put in cannot take 6 damage throughout the game and survive.
Well, that's why now that's part of the planning, right? If you see that someone's using that summoner, you can't play low mana cards. Or you play something, well, Lorna Shine, there you go.
It would be so, but Lorna Shine only protects against one of the
One,
redemptions.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. So then you would need Wraith, right? Grandmaster Wraith with extra armor. Or
Ah,
the triage will be more important. Yeah, I think that'll be the way to go.
I don't know. It's so good that I feel like we're never gonna see it.
Yeah, I think that'll be awesome.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Angsan, what's going on? It'd be good for back to basics. I really don't like that rule set, but
Well, there
two,
you go. Now you can just blast it away.
two mana would make sense as we don't have the current 2 mana epics in wild.
Right. I agree.
Silent summoners. Yeah. I agree with you, Sean. Jotun stinks now.
I disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I still fault the Jotun quite a bit. Now he's not as OP as he was before, but there's a mana range where Jotun I think is still OP, and that's like in the 20 to 25 mana range, or maybe like 20 to 30 mana range, because a lot of the cards that I use, if you don't, and I'm talking about if you don't have Kitty, right? Because Kitty I think is probably still the best counter to Jotun, but if you don't have enough mana, I just feel like you can't put in the monsters to combat. And when you have people like Spark Pixies, when you have Scavo Firebolt, like those guys are 4 mana each, and they're fast too.
Yep. I think the scatter shot is critical to playing Jotun.
Jotun now too. Well, and now you have that 5 mana dude who's super fast. Bloodmaker.
Bloodmaker, yeah, Bloodmaker, Gem Meteor, and even the Countess, right?
Yeah.
She's going to go towards. Well, you can be countered with taunt, right? But still,
Yeah.
Getting that blast into the back, the back. I think that's critical.
I need to level up my Gem Meteor because I never use it. I hope they make a rule set that benefits recharge monsters. No one can damage on the first round. Only apply status effects.
Well,
I don't know what they could do to. I
Lorna,
don't
right?
know what they could do to. What would you say?
That's Lorna, right? So you can't do damage on the first round.
Would also benefit Shatter and Poison. I'm hoping for the CL Dragon Summoner to be huge, like 9 mana. I think they're all going to be 6 mana. I would be shocked if one of the summoners was different. God, 4 abilities.
Oof.
There's only one Epic Summoner, so it'll be Epic Summoner 1 ability and cost 4 mana because the Epic Summoner you can play. I don't know. I feel like anywhere between 2 to 4 mana, 2 to 5 mana makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if it's only got 1 ability, but if it's a powerful ability. What's going on, Joseph? How are you? I think it'll be ability and a stat boost. Okay. I think someone already said that Mac confirmed it's only one ability. But guys, everything's subject to change.
Everything.
I would like Chaos to sell out before they add Rift Watchers. I want this just hurt the sales of Chaos more. Alex, they do this all the time though, so this is part of the plan. They want Rift Watchers to come out as the mini set while Chaos Legion is still selling. So I just think we're in a place now where people recognize that there's a decent amount of scarcity within Rift Watchers that we're probably going to see that get eaten up.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, again, we always want there to be cards to be able to be sold on the market. We saw what happened when there's no cards, right? I think the community and new player growth suffers when they can't just go buy cards, buy packs.
Yeah. So, let's get into that in a second. So, Wilson saying, I still got 3 shoes, also using Walk-In. Oh, I'm playing Walk-In too. Seems like they're taking a better approach than the Step-In team. Yeah, I need to dive back into those ecosystems because it is what it is. Okay, so I posted a video yesterday. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, Darkestnyte, but Agord was talking in Mav chat. Maybe you saw that, and was discussing essentially what he wants for the future of Splinterlands releases.
Ooh.
So with Chaos Legion, they stated from the beginning that they want this to be a 12-month not cycle, but they wanted the sale to last for 12 months.
Okay.
But he's saying in the future, he actually wants to move to a 12-month cycle rather than a 12-month sale period, meaning that he wants to move to a 9-month sale period with a 3-month break so that they're releasing a new set every 12 months with the goal of selling it out in 9 months and then having a 3-month break. So I use that as like some insight into when we can expect Rebellion, because let's say Agro's bullishness is right and we do sell out in November. I think that actually means if they want to have a 3-month break period, right? Like specifically planned 3-month break period, then we would expect Rebellion probably sometime in was it
March.
February?
Yeah.
Well,
March.
Well, no, November. So January, February, March. Yeah, you're right. So March. No, wait. No, December. if it's still in November, it's in December, January, February. Yeah. So I would think February, right?
Well, they're always kind of late with everything, so I add in a month for that.
True. I know. It's like a running joke here, but I'm also thinking that they're probably better positioned now to not be as late, because there was a 5-month break period between when Untamed sold out and Chaos Legion was actually able to play, right, from July to December. But I think they just got caught with their pants down, right? Like there was just like a huge influx, unexpected, of new players, and it was just like, oh, yeah, we hadn't started doing that yet. We hadn't started planning.
And then we had a tech modernization issues, right? We like servers were going down all the time, and they had to really stop and focus on that.
So I think the team is in a much better position now, and I think they're in a much better position now. So how do you feel about that type of release cycle? Does it make sense to you?
Yeah. As long as they're consistent, they set proper expectations. I don't really have a preference, right? And I say that only because I have the cards that I'm currently playing with, and I know that the cards that I'm currently investing in now will be moved out. Right. So the longer it takes for that to happen, the better, for gathering more assets and just playing. Right.
True.
I like taking a break from, having to run out and buy cards and max everything out. So, and right now I have that break. Right. So the longer I can focus on just playing would be advantageous to me.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of the appearance of the Splinterlands YouTube ad? I haven't seen it yet.
Whoa.
Which is good. I shouldn't be seeing it since I play Splinterlands, so they shouldn't be marketing to me and wasting money. Ads looked really low budget. I probably would have skipped if I didn't know what the game was. I think many people probably feel the same way. I mean, guys, let's be honest here, and this is probably going to rub some feathers the wrong way, especially considering that I work with the team. But like Splinterlands is an incredibly basic game, right? The art is cool, but the actual gameplay is so basic. It's an auto battler, and there's like the animations are just whatever. It's not going to be like your AAA type studio. Now, I maintain though that I think the gameplay or the game meta, so the strategy, is actually really interesting because it's a different style of game. For me, it's like very much a mix of Magic the Gathering and poker. And I think this game and crypto project, I should say, has one of the most robust ecosystems, game economy ecosystems out there. Things seem very, very long term sustainable. I like the tokenomics of many of the tokens within it. And one of the things that I keep pointing out is the fact that this is one of the few games that has third party businesses. Like people are setting up third party websites, businesses, and all these things, whether it's botting services or peak monsters, like rental stuff, like
Yeah.
or splinter cards. Like there are people setting up third party things here all the time. So I just don't, and maybe I'm not exploring enough, but I don't see that around other games. But the game itself is still really basic, but I like where they're going towards. And I do feel like we're early in that sense.
Yeah, for me, I think the game is going to come down to the lore. You know, I'm always focused on the
Mm-hmm.
lore, right? And to have an asset, right? I mean, we all have assets in our wallets, all kinds of crypto, but to have an asset that also has a story behind it, that's fantastic, right? Yesterday you were talking about what is it, Chain Golem, and I said he didn't go through the lore, right? But if you
Mm-hmm.
look at the lore on that card, it's awesome, right? So I think the team is doing really good to focus on the lore, to actually have an emotional component to the assets we have, right? Sometimes I pick cards literally because, oh, I haven't played it in a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at some of the stories that you guys have worked on, fantastic, right? And I think it's only going to get better. I think if they could tie, and I think they should tie land with a really just a flurry of lore, I think that'll keep people in or bring people in to
Mm-hmm.
participate in the story, right? And I think that's the difference between a lot of the other games that I've seen out there, right? There isn't really a whole lot of substance. The games are good, some of them are good, but I think it's that backstory that the Splinterlands team has done better than anybody else.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, again, I get to see this from the inside, right? So what I can share with you guys is just the fact that like the team is investing in building out the lore, which traditionally, like, you know, at least at this point in time, it's there's no like there's no benefit to that from like a revenue standpoint. It's more so you're building out what this ecosystem could look like in the future,
Right.
right? You're building out sorry, it's an investment. What I meant to say is it's an investment in intellectual property, right? And so that doesn't have returns right away. But you think about the IP of Pokemon or Magic the Gathering or like these games that have such rich lore. I mean, look at Halo, for example, right? Like I played Halo however many years ago, and I didn't necessarily keep up with it, but I love the lore. I watched the TV show when it came out, right? Like it's things like that that I think really show the long term commitment here. And you know, Darkestnyte, you're gonna get your plushies soon, and I'm sure people feel one
Oh,
way or another about
they're
plushies,
in the mail now.
um,
So
but it's stuff like that where you know it's these little things that I think will create the long-term success of the game, right? I'm spitballing here, but you know, Darkestnyte, let's say you have a party, you have people over and they see this Yoden plush and they're like, oh, that's cute,
that,
what is it, what is it, right? And you say, oh, well, this is a physical adorable representation of my card that is currently worth $4,000. What, you got a
exactly. Then I have to
$4,000
show them.
digital card?
Yes, and then I have to show them. Exactly right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like it's things like that that we can't you just can't calculate and you can't quantify in the short term, but in the long term I do feel like is going to be very beneficial. Like, and that's what I've been really impressed with this Splinterlands team is everything that they've done has been with the long term you know, long term view, which there's a lot of pump and dumps and a lot of scam situations in crypto, you
Yeah.
know. And so this team's been around for 4 years. They've grown it, I think, in the right ways. And
Yeah.
you know, you can probably agree or disagree with some of their methods, but you can do that with any company, right? Like nobody's gonna hit 100%.
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job. And again, what we're just talking about is building fandom, right? I think before we talked about celebrities, but now it's really fandom, right? We have guild members that are going to do cosplay for some of the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's going to be a thing, right? So when we're at Splinterfest, you know, people will be walking around in costume. They're gonna get questions,
Hmm.
right? And how players answer those questions could bring people into the game.
Exactly.
So I think it's, again, building that fandom outside of the card ownership, I think, is important, and I think they're just doing a great job of that.
Yeah. Again, this is like you got to think long term, and you got to see what they're trying to create here, because I think it could be something very special, right? I mean, that's the reason I spend so much time here, right? Like, I'm doing these live streams, I do the videos, and it's just, yeah, I'm excited
Spend
about it.
hours playing.
I spent hours playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, Mitchell, you made it. You would love to see Shield Void Reflect Shield. Oh, that's really,
Oh,
that'd be a lot. That's their chain golem right there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Rust is just -2 armor. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. What if they made a new ability that made armor immune to pierce?
Hmm.
Uh,
But you can already kind of do that by just adding protect, right? You add more armor, and really armor repair kind of helps out with that. But that's an interesting thought, though.
yeah, I feel like at that point we're just coming up with abilities to counter other abilities. I would want something that's like
Less
different.
rock paper scissor, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like less like opposite extremes.
yeah.
But I mean, I don't think that it's terrible, Gus. It's just I don't know if they would do it. But it's gonna be unfair to have redemption for all cards. Yeah, no, definitely it's gonna be so unfair. What's up, Splinterlands Jirio? I would like a game mode where we can choose more monster cards from currently 6 numbers, maybe 10 card slot. Ooh, oh,
I think that's going to be a thing in the future, to be honest.
okay, Darkestnyte. I'm thinking, JP. This is a great suggestion. I think we need more game modes for sure. Um, help me, because you're an ex MTG player, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be a way that we can use Splinterlands monsters and maybe summoners to a certain extent, but Splinterlands monsters as Magic the Gathering cards. Now, okay, here's my idea. Here's my idea.
More
I'm gonna
interactive, right? So is that what
so
you mean?
okay. I'm gonna put this out there.
Mhm.
I don't have the ability to develop this game.
Sure.
If somebody wanted to like partner with me to like figure it out, I would be so in. Or if you just want to take this idea and run with it, I'd be so happy to just support you in any way. But I'm thinking that there has to be, or there should be, a way to create an MTG like game
Mhm.
using Splinterlands assets. So this could be a third party service similar to like your Peak Monster or whatever, where people could bring their assets into the game, create a 30 to 60 card deck using the monsters that they have at whatever levels, right? So now the level doesn't matter, that your summoner doesn't matter. Oh, okay. I'm gonna super nerd out here. So your summoner doesn't matter, right? Whether it's a summoner or a monster, and your monster levels don't matter either. But obviously, the higher level monsters you have, the better abilities they have, and all that fun stuff.
Sure.
And the summoners essentially act like enchantments that you could play. So you could play an enchantment like Kelia, right? Or play Kelia for 4 mana, and then when you do play a Kelia, it gives you +1 speed and +1.
Some armor. Yeah.
But imagine a game where, okay, and this is where the business idea comes in for anybody who wants, that has the ability to build this. Build a game where, similar to Magic the Gathering, what you monetize out of this is people can bring their Splinterlands assets in, and you sell packs of land, but not Splinterlands land. Similar, it's going to be MTG style land, where each land gives you a mana that you can use. And so you essentially set up this kind of third party game where people bring their Splinterlands cards in, and you have your own mana within, or you have your own land that people can buy. And it's not going to hopefully be expensive, right? But it's just like people can come in, they can buy land or mana from you, and then use that to play a game where each person starts with like 20 health, and then you play your monsters, right? And maybe this is an area in which a lot of these lower cost monsters end
Become
up coming in,
valuable.
yeah, become more valuable, because now they're going to get eaten up, and like you're not going to play like a 10 mana card, right? Because that might take a while. But you could play someone like a Crypt Beetle for 3 mana, or you could play someone like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think through how somebody could create a parallel game using Splinterlands assets to feed into the MTG crowd.
Well, if you had actual cards, right? So it's Magic the Gathering. You already have dice. You roll maybe two 20-siders, and that's your mana pool, and now you play a game similar to poker.
Okay.
That's probably what I would do, right? So you might have a deck of cards, right, that you could pull from, almost like I would say a combination of Uno, combination of poker, and then Splinterlands or Magic, right?
Hmm.
So I think that's what it would look like to me.
I've
It
never
would be
played
fun. Like
Hearthstone either, but Virus is saying pretty much just do a Hearthstone copy. I mean, like anything that would require, and now these would be different style games, right? These would be different, like it would be turn based, and you'd need to find an opponent, and so you need to have the player base there to do it. But I don't know. It just feels like this is what I'm talking about, value add, right? Because somebody could come in, leverage the fact that there's already interest in this game, that people already have assets. And if you could create a solid game experience that allows people to use the assets in a different way, but for fun, right? Like, and again, there could be a tokenomic structure with this where, and that could mess things up also, right? Because people might try to come in and exploit it. But I think of like how and I forget who said this, but if it was you, then please identify yourself, because this isn't me, since I haven't played Gods Unchained. Oh, you've played Gods Unchained, right? Oh, you haven't? Okay. But I have heard people say that they actually enjoy the gameplay of Gods Unchained because it's turn-based, it's similar to Magic, and they like the actual playing of the game, but it's not about like trying to earn or make as much money. But for people who just enjoy the playing of the game, it's like, well, come in and use the assets that you already have, transfer them over to this other game, play a match, and the tokenomics of how, like, if you wanted to still be play to earn could be there, right? But you could almost add in utility to the tokens within Splinterlands just by being like, imagine a team or a third party project that's just like, hey, okay, you come in and you want to play a game to pay for our resources and whatever, like you have to pay 1 SPS, right, to play a game. And maybe what they do is that, like, in a way it probably might be considered gambling, but it's just like you and your opponent put up 1 SPS each, and then the winner gets 1.5 SPS, and 0.5 SPS goes towards paying the cost of the server hosting, something like that.
Thing for ante. I remember that back in the day with Magic. So there was something
Yeah,
outside of winning. But I would say, isn't that what they're already planning to do with land? Right. So the whole point of land
maybe.
is to make
Yeah,
it more
sure.
interactive, right, and less like basically play your hand and you just wait for the calculation. You now will have the ability to influence the battle, and it will be more like Magic, where you can play effects and interrupts and sorceries and things
I
like
think
that.
it's still going to be an auto battler though.
I don't know how it can be, because how would you then because if it's an auto battler, how would you affect the outcome real time? I don't think you could. You could maybe add additional cards, and
Mm-hmm.
that maybe affect the outcome. But I think that would be a waste of an opportunity, to be honest.
True. Again, the thing is, I don't know that the team has the bandwidth to create like a fully. I'm saying go straight MTG copy, right?
Oh,
Like
okay. I see what you mean.
you use literally the same rules from MTG, but with Splinterlands assets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I see why it would have to be third party, right? Because you don't want the team to focus on that. Like you want them to stay focused on Splinterlands.
Well, the team is going to continue creating what they're creating. All I'm saying is that there could be an economic incentive for somebody to create a third party game that uses Splinterlands assets and allows for people to play more of a traditional style card game, right? 1v1.
Would be interesting. My brain is I'm thinking and talking at the same time. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna put some thought into that because that actually sounds pretty cool.
Again, you'd have the economic incentives would be that there would have to be something where this hopefully the team that's doing this or putting this together is not, you want to make sure it's not a money grab, right? And they're just creating whatever. So there'd have to be some trust in there, but it would be this kind of creation of a third party game mode where people could bring their assets in and then play, right? And maybe it's something that would be as easy as to protect you, right? You work with the Splinterlands team as a third party and say, hey, I'm going to delegate these specific cards right now, to this game rather than like to another player. You delegate, so they still stay maybe within like the Splendid servers, but when you delegate them, they go to this other area, and then in that other area is where you can buy packs for like land or spells or enchantments or things that are very similar. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, the game style will be completely different, and you're like, it wouldn't affect a Jotun or a Kitty or something like that because there's not enough, and that those have utility in the actual game here. But what I'm looking at is these cards at the bottom, these 1 mana, 3 mana, 2 mana cards, where it's just like, if you think about how the gameplay in Magic the Gathering was, how valuable these low mana, high damage cards
Oh,
are, it
yep.
could create a lot of utility for these cards that don't get a lot of love. And if you do it in a way where it incentivizes or utilizes the tokens within Splinterlands, not only are you hopefully benefiting from the economics of like people coming to play your game and you getting a cut of that, but if it creates more demand for
Yeah.
SPS and DEC, then it just raises the entire ecosystem. And this is what I talk about with NFT communities and why I feel like it's brilliant, and I think underappreciated by the masses. With NFT communities, everything is a value add. You and I doing a live stream right now and potentially reaching somebody who who isn't aware of this game, it could bring someone into the ecosystem that raises the value of the assets, right?
Yeah.
Even the YouTubers, even like content creators that we disagree with, maybe, right? Not in a bad way, but just like fundamentally disagree with. I want everybody to get online and share your opinion about it because there's no competition here. If you get online, right? If somebody in this chat got online today and they created content that was so good that they brought in 100,000 players into Splinterlands, I wouldn't feel salty. I'd be like, take a look at the price of SPS.
Yeah.
My bags are getting nice and big. So to me, it's just like, if you can find ways to add value to the community and to the assets, it's a win for everybody.
Actually, it's funny because when I first started, I viewed Splinterlands cards as playable art, right?
Mm-hmm.
Artwork was awesome, and it's even better now, right? So if you look at some of the artwork for some of the cards, it's extraordinary, right? You could, take the artwork and print it out and, put it on your wall. So, I think that would be a great idea. And it's interesting, right? Because I've seen certain people actually have physical cards, and the first thing I think of is, where do they get that, and how can I get some?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see it. So I think there is a level of utility that people would make just out of being able to have the assets in another arena, if you will.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's ideas like this, and I'm not trying to like tout my idea or whatever, but I'm just saying it's stuff like this where once you get the right people behind it, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
the executors, right? Like this is just an idea. I'm just putting the idea out there, but people who can actually execute on this and build something and have the desire to like grow it out, like what I'm trying to say for all the developers out there or people or aspiring developers is like, you don't have to start from scratch. You could leverage the Splinterlands community and the Splinterlands game, create a side business of your own or business of your own, as people have done with botting services, as people have done with peak monsters, as people have done with all these other areas, and create something that is beneficial to the community and beneficial to yourself. That's all.
What's funny is when Waka came out, they had basically you could transfer that card to the Wax blockchain, right? And it was well, it does have a little bit of other utility, but I thought that they could have done something much more with that. And not just Waka, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have a different version of those cards. And to your point, right, there are tons of games out on Wax that use Wax NFTs, right? So, excuse me, my throat is getting a little scratchy. Sorry.
Very good.
So, yeah, I mean, a fantastic idea. I think this will be a great topic for Splinterfest. We can all sit around in the bar and say, "Hey, I got an idea." So I'm going to come prepared with my version of the game.
I hope when we're all sitting around at Splinterfest, just hanging out, and all these ideas start floating out,
Yeah.
it would just make me really happy if I'm just like, oh, dude, I got this idea for the game. And Darkestnyte's like, I got this idea for the game. And then Matt's like, working on it.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I feel
Yeah.
like, okay, now I feel better.
And I can't wait. I mean, I'm going to totally geek out, right? So
Yeah.
I hope there's not a camera anywhere because we think we're geeking out now. It's going to be like times 10 when we're in Vegas.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's get back to the chat here. Sorry guys, I got really excited about it for a second. Swiftness Summoner. I mean, we already have +1
We have
speed in
that,
some
yeah.
areas. Already have plus speed Summoner. Swiftness would add 6 speed.
Oh no.
That'll be way too much.
Yeah.
Everybody gets Swiftness, so everybody's giving it to each other. That's
Okay.
intense. When do you expect Chaos to sell out Darkestnyte? This is a
I'm going to go with
specifically
aggro.
for you.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I would say November or December is at the latest. I mean, just look at kind of where we are now, right? We're accelerating as predicted. So we may not know the reasons why, but I think aggro and team has a really good, they have data around that. So
yeah, the only thing I'll say is that we are not privy to all of the things that they are working on, right? They seem to have a lot of inside information that they've been teasing out, and the frustrating part is they've been teasing it for literally months, for like half a year, and we haven't seen a lot of that technically come in, right? So if all this stuff is going to be happening within the next couple of months, then I agree almost to a certain extent with Darkestnyte that it's like, yeah, maybe they know something we don't that could push. Yeah.
Right. And you got to be ready for it, right? Like I've seen it every time, right? Oh, I have plenty of time. There are millions of packs out there. And then all of a sudden you look up and there's like 200,000 left. And you're like, what just happened?
What happened? Yeah.
Right. And you had all of this time to get your assets together. You had all of this time. And that's the reason why I know I should be dollar cost averaging, but now I just looked at my deck and said, okay, I'm missing this card, I'm missing that card. I'm just going to go get it. And it feels good to be done, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right, so Brian's saying Redemption Summoner kills 6 mobs in a 20 mana game, but not a single card. You know what's funny? when I was reading this comment, I was just like, it's so funny that you would look at this Redemption Summoner and have a situation where Lamacron is your counter to that, because most of the time people are like, how do I counter Lamacron? And then all of a sudden Lamacron's becoming the answer to counter something else that's OP.
Yes. Yeah, that would be cool.
All right, summon ability that gives +1 or 2 extra mana caps. Ooh, that would be very meta changing.
Which already exists in Brawls, right? Mm-hmm. That's one of the barracks abilities.
But if it's a summoner, that could be interesting.
That would be interesting, yes.
Or gives 1 to 2 card slots. That might be OP.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love that. But that would be super OP though.
You can just lower the summoner cost for that. Okay, interesting. It's what happens in Brawls with the extra mana cap. You can reduce the summoner mana. Interesting. Randy's in the house. Dexter, you must be new here. I don't recognize your name. Welcome. Any comment on the 4 upcoming Splinterlands related game? Tower defense, music game, social casino game, sports game, from interview of Rice TV of Aggroed.
It's gonna have another hour to talk, right? Because there's a lot there. There's a lot
there.
Yeah. I love tower defense games. I mean, I play them all the time, right? So even games that are traditionally RTSs, I play them like tower defense, right? So I think that's going to be awesome. And it'll be quick, right? Quick game, different focus. And if it uses Splinterlands assets, that'll even be better.
I agree. So I'm addicted to tower defense games as well. Really, really enjoy those. Music, social casino, and sports games, I have no idea what to expect. But gosh, I've been wanting to make a video on this, but I don't want to hype people up too much. But they said it again on Tuesday. I think that these games may be cool or not. I don't know. We'll see how they end up playing, and they could potentially bring people in. But this is what I'm trying to express to folks. I don't think we're going to get rich off of Splinterlands, the game itself, right? If you're looking to make a ton of money, I think that all these games could add value to the ecosystem and bring people in. And as Darkestnyte was saying, the tower defense style game is something that like I could get my mom to play, right? Because it's simple and easy to understand. So if someone like my mom can play, anybody can play it,
Okay,
right?
right.
And so if those games or those types of projects blow up, that's where I think the real value is. So I don't actually worry about the number of daily active players on Splinterlands. Like I mean I know and I check it, but I actually think that has a cap. I think that has a cap of roughly 8 to 10 million people, because right now 8 to 10 million people play Magic the Gathering, and if you got that entire fan base over, right, in the entire world, if you got 8 to 10 million people over, sure, that would be huge for the game, but that's not Candy Crush numbers, right? That's not Angry Birds numbers. Whereas this tower defense game or similar style arcade style games could bring in the millions or hundreds of millions of users. And if they all need to buy SPS or DEC in order to get their get whatever benefits within the game, that's where it gets exciting.
Yep. Oh, I agree. 100%. We know what would be interesting, and just seeing that list of different types of games.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Splinterland Go.
I've never played Go.
Oh, you never played Pokemon Go?
Oh, Splinterlands. Oh, I thought you were talking about the game
Yeah.
Go.
Imagine being able to find card assets, just combine walking with Splinterlands, and now you're running around trying to find certain assets.
Oh my god, we're just coming up with so many ideas here.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
see,
I think that would be crazy.
this is what the team should do. Oh my gosh. All right, so I mean, I know people are like upset about the mobile app, but here's another crazy idea.
Angry Scabos. Sorry, I saw a comment.
Angry Scabos.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Wait, okay. Darkestnyte, I think you're onto something here. Just imagine they were to create a Splinterlands Go where all they do is you can walk around and whatever like with a Pokemon Go style app and
find cards.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, this is how boss fights could get played in. Imagine you just go around and you have to play like boss fights. And so like let's say you see a spot where like something pops up near you, you could go there, play a Splinterlands match against a bot that is, decently difficult to beat, and if you win, you get a rewards card.
Absolutely.
And these rewards cards are, maybe there's like 8 million of them, right, that are printed. Or maybe this is a rewards card, just a single one that's a common rewards card. And it has, maybe there's like 30 million of them, right? So it's very common, but you can go out and while you're walking around or whatever, similar to Pokemon Go, you can go and you can earn rewards cards by going somewhere physically, playing a battle, and then having that transfer into your assets within the game.
So I wouldn't even want it to be common, right? I mean, because you're actually doing something you're not doing now, which is going out into the world to grab these assets, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to make it worth it, right? So maybe that's where we get a whole slew of new summoners, right? They're not even impacts, right? You have to go out and you have to go find it.
And then you get people to be healthy, because it's like you can only fight this battle if you've like hit 10,000 steps per day for the past week or something. Right? You get people to actually walk around.
Right. Yeah. So it's not, I mean, again, it's more engaging, right? That's what makes Pokemon Go so much fun, right? It was engaging. I mean, you weren't able to sell any of those assets. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, it was just fun. So,
yeah. I mean, here's the thing though. I'm already in the Splinterlands ecosystem, right? I'm already in the Splinterlands ecosystem, and I would go run outside if it meant that I could get more assets within the game, right? Now, here's the thing. You look at the success of something like Steppen, and you're just like, okay, well, people were making boatloads of money at the time, but that died down, just like people were making boatloads of money last year with Splinterlands. And so I don't know. I could probably convince a bunch of people to be like, hey, whenever you're like walking around, can you just like flip this app on? Because like it'll earn us a card that's worth like 10 cents, and then I'll sell it and give you half the profits. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they're just like, what's this game? Yeah. And boom, there's your word of mouth marketing.
Yeah, you could even test it out at Splinterfest, right? Hey, this is going to be a geo-located, event. Mm-hmm. Show up at these different kiosks. Play a game or scan this, and you'll get an airdrop.
Man, it makes me wish I knew how to code.
Learn how to code. You're a young guy, man. Learn how to code.
Yeah, I took one computer science class in college, and I cheated my way through it to get a C minus. So
Or just hire a coder and just there you go.
see, here's the thing. I would totally be into that. But the problem is, I feel like if you and maybe I'm just being scared, but I'm like, if I want to build something, I want to build it with somebody who can see the big picture too and isn't just
Sure.
there for the paycheck. You know what I mean? Because if I'm not technical, then whenever there's fires to be put out, I'm not going to be the person that can put out
Yeah.
those fires.
Yeah, you'll build a dependency. So there you go, right? So yeah, so we'll add that as another conversation for Splinterfest.
Yeah. So this is why I'm putting this stuff out, because hopefully one of you guys is a coder and you're like, hey, I want to do this. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, let's do it.
Yep.
Or you don't even need me. Just go do it and I'll
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll be a customer. Happy customer.
Yeah. I want a bunch of card slots for boss monsters. That'd be fun. A summoner that adds one more slot for monster. Yeah, we're seeing a bunch of those. Pretty much just do a Hearthstone copy. With land, SPL is going to change a lot. I agree.
Yeah.
LP or IPA, I think in games is pretty much non-existent. So you could pretty much take the abilities from MTG cards and put them on. Yeah, see, like we could just copy it. One more game mode they can consider, maybe integrate the tower defense game with the cards you have.
Yeah.
They are planning to do that. So
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'll be hesitant to transfer my assets to a third party to play the game. Maybe you can stake your cards. Okay, so this is what I was saying too, Harris, because you can't necessarily trust the third party servers, right? If they go down and all of a sudden all of your assets are lost, that would suck. So I think this would have to be done in conjunction, or at least with some type of cooperation from the team, so that you can maybe delegate your cards over into another game rather than.
Or just do a snapshot, right? Just do a snapshot. You may, again, if you want to monetize it, just pay for a snapshot. Hey, I would like to do a snapshot of my collection to play on this other game.
Oh,
Just
that's a
pay yes,
great.
yes, whatever, and just snap it. You have no risk to your assets.
Can you imagine if
Yeah.
people really got into this? The amount that people would rent in
Yeah,
order to get that snapshot.
sure, absolutely.
That could
Absolutely.
be interesting.
And again, maybe depending on how you do it, right? Maybe you wouldn't want people to rent. Maybe it would fuel card ownership. You can
Yeah.
own snapshot cards you own, so that you wouldn't have people just delegating cards.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, it would be good for the rental market still.
Yeah, absolutely.
People would be like, oh, why are you renting this card? Because I'm gonna play this other game. So,
Dude, do you know we do this every time? We have like this total idea fest every single time we talk.
I know we need an operator. We need somebody who can be
Yeah, we
like,
need like to describe this stuff.
well, we just need somebody who can like go out and do it. I mean, I like, I forgot who said this, but it's like,
Godzilla can do it.
huh?
Godzilla can do it.
Godzilla might be able to. I don't know if he's if
Absolutely.
he can code, but um, but like the concept was like ideas are worthless, right? So it's execution that comes into it. So like I want all these things, so that's why I throw these ideas out. I don't want to like, sure, it'd be great to like do one
Yeah.
of them and make money off of them, but it's more so I want these things in the world. And so if I can just take the ideas, throw them out there, and the people who have the ability, technical skill, and like the proper type of execution to make it happen, I'm all for it.
I bet you Aggroed is watching the live stream right now while we're playing StarCraft 2.
Aggro would make these things happen. Come on. I want all these things. Okay, so Jerome, let's look at what's happening to some degree, maybe just summoners. Okay. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some assets interoperability.
Yeah.
I have 575 chaos packs bought on website. Do I get the next airdrop? I think so.
Oh, I thought it went up to like 6 something now.
Maybe it's going up by 25. I forgot what the last one was. If the last one was 575, then this one's gonna be 600.
Yeah, it's right around 600, I thought.
But each is gonna go up by 25.
Good. I thought you were on vacation, man.
Furious shaking. What's going on? What if you burn SPL cards to get unique cards to that game? That would be interesting.
Oof. I don't know if I want to burn any assets.
Well, imagine other people who like another game that come into Splinterlands and burn cards. Just create this type of scarcity.
That's a movie I've already seen.
Yeah. Harris, they could probably just link to the Hive wallet to see your assets. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I need 4X city management game from the devs. Okay. There's that D City, but I don't know how big that game is. The Gladiators of that MTG type game. Yeah. Combining Draco dice could be an interesting game. See, everybody's got cool stuff here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here, but you're probably about to end. I see, Flo. How do you know my schedule? Are we about to end, Darkestnyte? How you feeling?
Feel okay. As long
You
as those
feeling?
guys don't mind my scratchy voice, now we're good.
You want to go grab like a water or something?
Nope, I got coffee.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I drank through all my coffee and all my water. So, Angry Scavos. This is a great suggestion from Chris.
Dude, that is hilarious. And that's doable, man. I mean,
It is.
that's so doable.
Somebody could create like a simple arcade style game and
Absolutely.
just use the Scavo. Like if you have Scavo Firebolts or Scavo. Wait, how many Scavos are there? There's Scavo Hireling, Scavo Firebolt, and
Scable
Scavo
chemist.
Chemist.
There's more. So let's see.
I think that's it. But I feel like that's all you'd need too.
Yeah. So the Scavos are the ones you shoot, right? I bet you there are more Scavos. You know what? We should pull up. I thought there was one for each splinter.
No, I thought that too
It's
initially.
neutral, fire.
Ooh, I made some SPS. Woohoo.
Scavo Hireling, right?
So Scavo Hireling, Scavo Chemist,
Scavo Firebolt.
Scavo Firebolt.
Well, I still like the name, man. So Angry Scavos.
See, now we're just going deep into these ideas. I mean, I don't know how difficult it is to build an Angry Bird style game, but it's like if you have each of these cards, like there's so many different style of like arcade games that you could play. Now, here's the thing, right? Like, let's say you create a game, third-party game that's like a fun, whatever arcade style. And it's just like, okay, well, you have to bring the cards over into that game, right? Because maybe the asset interoperability with a third party that's not directly linked to Splinterlands isn't possible. But yo, I would pay 20 cents to buy one of each of these cards to send over to another game if my risk is only like 20 cents. You know what I mean? And then I get to play all these like different levels of like Angry Scavos where you could do something as simple as like look at the abilities that they have. So here a Scavo Firebolt is like your battering ram, right? Who does the damage. Scavo Hireling maybe helps you build something in the game, and then this guy helps, I don't know, like cleanse, whatever cleanse does.
Yeah. Maybe he makes new items for you to use in the game.
Yeah. Icy Flow. Last night, Cryptomancer. Oh, did I miss this in the map chat? Hinted at the SPS Brawl rewards. 50% in 5-star, 20% 4-star, 50% 3-star. Okay.
That's cool.
What tier are we?
I think we're tier 3.
Oh, so now we have to get
go to buildings, yeah.
Is it arena?
Tier 3. Yeah, tier 3.
So how do we get to a tier 5?
Hit info.
Oh, we just got to level up?
Just got to level up. Yeah, you could use the rewards tiers on the right side to determine what you get. So yeah, that's
hold on. So we're level 5 right now. So level 5 is we just got into tier 3.
Yep.
Now here's the thing. Can we see how many other guilds are like tier 4?
No,
tier 5?
you have to go individual into each of their each of the guilds.
But from what I believe I've heard, there's no guild that's tier 4 yet, right? It's only tier 3.
I would be surprised if that were not the case.
Whoa, number 1 is Knights United. What happened to Immortal Gods?
They are no longer number 1.
So they are. Oh wait, Knights United is only tier 2.
There you go. So look at that.
But they're probably very close to getting to tier 3. My God,
so,
it's going to be a race for us. We need to get to tier 5 now.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, but they can do it. If you look at their coins that they have a lot more than us, right? We use them immediately. Those guys had 1,000, right? So they could level up whatever they want.
Oh, you're talking about how many crowns, right?
Crowns, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So does this mean they only have 3 crowns available right now?
Correct.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's go back to ours.
Yeah,
oh man, guys, I feel like guilds are the next big thing.
Oh yeah.
Find a solid team or build a solid team.
Yeah, so I mean, but we have great participation now in our
Hmm.
brawls, right? So it's just a matter of just spending time and making sure that everybody participates.
All right,
Uh,
I think we got to go all in on the arena, not the barracks.
well, so,
I
so
I
my
want
thought is
those rewards.
barracks, right? So if you look at barracks, so click that real quick and do info.
Hmm.
Um, Look at those abilities, right? Those things are incredible in terms of use, right?
You're talking about it would help us.
Win
It would
more.
help us win more, which in turn would earn more, right?
Yes, absolutely.
God,
I
there's a
mean, plus
meta within
two
a
added
meta.
to the mana cap. I mean, that's crazy, right? All enemies suffer a +1, -1 speed disadvantage on home arena battles. That's crazy,
Hmm.
right? So those things are overwhelming abilities, right? To be able
Wait,
to use
which one were you looking at?
the number one for it's ambush. Yeah, ambush at the bottom. Keep going.
Oh,
Keep going.
ambush.
Yeah,
Okay, but we
that's
can't. Can we get a level 9 if we don't have a level 9 arena?
maybe. Not sure. I think level is based on your
Oh,
overall guild
guild
level.
hall, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah. So,
interesting.
yeah. So I mean, this is what the officers in the guild spend a lot of time talking about,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Is what to do next. We typically ask the guild what they want, but ultimately we rotate through the decision of what to upgrade, and ultimately it's up to whoever's turn it is, right? But
How do the turns work?
whoever hasn't done one yet. So typically, if you go to our guild list, right,
Hmm.
you will see that the officers are typically the ones that spend the crowns. You'll
Yeah.
see the little, the crown marker there. It's kind of a little, uh, little
Oh,
reward for participating in the guild, right?
yeah. We're still really far from getting.
Yeah. But we're focused on it, right? So because I think now is the time to get that tactical advantage for brawls, right? Is to focus and participate, and because it's a function of time, right? You can't
Yeah.
get crowns anywhere else, so you have to participate. You have to do this, and I think guilds and brawls are gonna go crazy over the next year.
All right. So 2.5 million SPS per month times 0.06 cents. That's $150,000 of rewards paid out for
Yeah.
guilds
Uh,
every month.
yep.
Now the thing is, going back to Icy Flow's comment here, which is a paraphrase of what Cryptomancer said, 50% of that's going to be in 5 star. So what happens if there's no 5 star? Does that roll over to the next month
Don't know.
or in 4 star? Because look at this: if 70% are with not available, then who's getting that SPS? You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, you would just divide it out through all the participants. That would make the most sense. But again, that's not what that says, right?
Yeah,
So maybe it's just an incentive to get up to tier 5. I mean, I know we would focus on it, right?
I think we should. I'm all
Well,
about
and
it.
again, we kind of are, right? We've been kind of, kind of focused in terms of how we are upgrading, but we might
Hmm.
now change that focus to just get higher tiers. But we did go to tier 3, and it was hard, right? It was really, really hard
Hmm.
when
We're
we
doing better though.
Yeah, we are, because I think again we're focused on different strategies. We've been building our cards. We've been delegating to each other. Like it really is a team effort. So
Yeah. I love that. I mean, this is one of the elements of the game that I think has the most potential to like
oh
really
yeah,
create
I
this. Now,
agree.
because there's another game that I'm covering, Decrops, which is very different from this. But interestingly enough, Decrops wants to create some type of guilds as well in the future, and I think that's just the nature of creating the social aspect around the game. These sub communities, I think, is really really important because I can say that my experience with the game was enhanced dramatically when I joined Archmage Ari's Disciples, right? Because
Mhm.
for me, it was like interesting to see and interact with many other people who were as obsessed with the game as I was, right?
To say the least.
To say the least. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just good that you can have a group of people focus on objectives, right?
And help each other out,
And
right?
help
So
each other.
you can do things that allow you to be collaborative in this game
Yeah,
rather than just combative 1v1.
absolutely. Yeah,
All right, so Angsand play on Pretoria, story mode PVE could be good.
I like that. I like.
Pitch to Win and Bulldog, those great ideas.
Mhm.
You do that, Dexter. Why do you want me to pitch to Dwayne and Bulldog? Well, actually, Bulldog's on the team, so we could pitch it to Bulldog.
Say, hey, Bulldog, watch this video. That's the
Well,
thing.
no, they're cool dudes. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to understand what you mean by pitch it to them. Like if anyone, I want to pitch it to Matt and Hardpoint. So
I probably get support, right? So if they start
sure,
talking about it, you're talking about it, then yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. We do need big heavy hitters in the community, and Dwayne and Bulldog are those guys for sure. So got my trip moved in 3 hours, hanging out for here. All right, cool. Thanks for coming through. Scavo Chemist is like Kelp Initiate, working on speed strat deck. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't have any benefit to the game assets, but the maintenance game should be Flappy Furious Chicken. Flappy Bird. Remember Flappy? Oh my gosh.
Winning.
Oh, man, there's so many ideas here. Can somebody please just code all these games and then just
at least we're documenting it, right? So we can
at least we're documenting it. It'll always be here.
Yep.
So if you have any friends who are coders that are looking for cool projects, just tell them to come here and watch this. All the silly ideas we throw out, somebody might be able to actually make one cool. How many merits do you usually get each brawl?
Roughly between 1,800 and 2,000 or so.
Yeah.
But now that we're getting merits in rewards, I have tons of merits now.
Yeah, I just got. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be opening Gladius packs like that. Oh, I don't know if you saw the video I posted, or I posted.
I saw you got your Quora. Yes.
Yeah, you have one though, right? Or you have two?
Which I never use, so I need to start using it.
It's funny because I got so excited when I had it, and I was just like, "Oh, I should tell Darkestnyte." And then I went to look at your collection. I'm like, "Oh, you have two of them." And you're never excited about them, so I guess maybe.
Well, you know why, right? What's my favorite?
You don't like playing Earth.
Right. So. Well, actually, my Earth deck is actually kind of good now, right? But that's just so I just don't play it. So
I don't know. I feel like whenever I'm up against her, my win rate is horrendous against Quora.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can count on one finger or one hand, maybe even just one finger, the amount of times that I've been able to beat Quora, right? Like, so I'm excited to have her on my team.
Yeah.
Eiffel Bridge, what's going on? How's it going? Am I late to the party? No, you're here on a decent time. We've been live for 2 hours, but the best thing that I love about streaming on YouTube is the fact that people can watch from the beginning very easily. So I didn't feel like you could really do that on Twitch. Twitch, you just kind of jump in and then you can watch the replay afterwards. But Tim Knight, what's going on? Hi guys, happy to see you back. Watch replay normally, but today I'm live. Well, thanks for being here live, Tim. Do you have any questions you want us to answer? Because that's the value of being live. Darkestnyte is Splinterland's genius in lore and strategy. So go ahead, take advantage. This is free. Other people charge. Other people charge for the type of consultation services that Darkestnyte has. But he's here giving it to you guys for free on this channel.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just pimping you out right now.
It's all good.
Right now, there are only 10 guilds in tier 3. Icy Flow, is there an easy way to see this, like just broken down? Because I'm curious to see how many are in tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1. Icy Flow, how do you see what tier we're in? With 10 in tier 3, the average player payout per month could be 2,300 SPS.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, this is huge. I'm going to want to dig into the numbers here. Has another content creator talked about this? Because if they have, I just want to watch their video. But if nobody's talked about it, then I guess I can talk about it. I see we're in tier 3. Patent pending.
Are we caught up on chats? No way.
I think so. This is weird. I'm trying to scroll down and I can't go any lower. So I guess nobody wants to ask you any questions. You guys are missing out. Darkestnyte has the info.
It says hover over. Yeah, I think you have to go. Yeah, guild brawl page. Oh, where you're in brawls. So,
okay.
So I guess I've never done this. So let's see.
Now, when we go into brawls, are we facing off against? We're not facing off against all other guilds, right? We're just facing off against.
No, this is the ones in the same tier.
But so tier 3, there's only 10, but I'm sure in tier 2 there's a bunch, right?
I would imagine. Yeah, but I think we're broken up in terms of the max number you can have in a brawl, right?
Mhm.
Oh, as combat
Oh,
start.
here you go. Participating guild. So you can see
Yep.
level 5, level 4. So they're only tier 2. Level 3. Wait, I feel like why are we facing off against level 3 arenas?
Because you have to fill it up, right? So I think it's best match.
We're the highest level arena here.
Yeah.
So shouldn't we be crushing?
Still, you have to still
I know
win.
you gotta perform, but look.
We
I
have an
mean,
advantage, right? And we have been
yeah.
doing better, over the last, few months, but it's by no means a lot, right?
But I guess what I'm wondering is each brawl consists of up to 10 randomly selected guilds. Okay, so it's randomly selected every time. So I feel like we actually got a great one this time because we have no other tier 5 guilds. Or sorry, tier 3 guilds.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to get overconfident here, but I am saying that it feels a little unfair to our advantage.
I have no problem with that.
No, I'm all about beating down on those smaller guilds. Let's go for it. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying it doesn't feel
So
fair.
yeah, in terms of because remember, in terms of the barracks, we're tier 3.
Mhm.
But we can set what tier we're actually in. I think one of the other officers did that because it was too competitive at tier 3, right? We were
Oh, you're right. We're in tier
yeah,
2 right now.
yes. So, but we can move it up when we're ready. But I didn't think we were ready a few months ago when we were
Okay.
serious.
Well, see now we're in the lower tier and splitting guilds or splitting SPS with all these other guilds.
Yeah. So scroll to the next one, right? So your third star. So go up. Yeah, right there. Yeah, 3 guilds active in that tier.
Oh, okay, cool. So I didn't realize. So 3 active in this
Probably
tier.
go and maybe be competitive, right? But I don't think we were ready yet.
Do we win more crowns up there?
Yes.
Because the meta then would be: do we stay in tier 2 to win more crowns if we have a higher win rate? You know what I mean?
Yes. So, and that's what we're doing, right? So, what do I tell everybody when they join the guild and they freak out about brawl participation?
Mm-hmm.
I say, don't freak out. Just enjoy the game. And really, the focus for us now is how to work together, right?
Yeah.
That's been the focus for the last couple of months, right? So that we can become a highly effective team. So, and we're getting there.
Man, just imagine, was it 50% of 2.5 million? So 1.25 million SPS, if this were to go live today, would be split between 3 guilds.
Pretty much.
1.25 million
definitely
SPS.
us 4.
Hold up.
We would definitely go to the higher tier, right?
Oh, okay, so here, hold on. Oh, sorry, it's not 1.25 million. What am I? I'm getting too excited here. So what was it? Icy Flow? How much for the lower tier guilds?
Let me scroll up. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up too.
So what did he say? He said
15% for 3-star.
There you go. Yep.
So 0.15 times 2.5 million. I think he already did this math for us. 375,000 SPS divided by 10 guilds that can actually compete there. Is that what Icy Flow
I'm sure
said?
they would, right? I'm sure they would.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once this goes live, so it's 37,000. Well, again, it depends on what your win rate is, but on average, each guild could make roughly 37,500 SPS per month. You divide that out, I don't know, somewhat evenly between the 30 members in a guild. So yeah, 1250. Icy Flow, I think you did this math already for us, right?
Yeah. So, but here's the thing, right? You would now be more likely to delegate cards to your guildmates. We do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
But you would now delegate highly competitive cards to make sure that they won.
Now the question is if you're not participating in the brawls, are you getting any of these rewards?
How would you? I mean, you'd have to, right? Oh, I see what you mean. For people that are sitting out.
Yeah, because again, it's gonna suck. We have 30 people here, and there's only 16 spots available.
Yeah, so I would say there might be some internal guild competition, right? Because the goal would be to win, but who knows, right? Maybe you would just put it into a pool and split it out evenly, even if you didn't participate, right? So then you'd be incented to let the people that have a better deck or better skills participate.
Oh, this could be really interesting because now it's going to be like, all right, who are the best players, right? Especially if we do this in a team format. Who are the best players? And let's take all of our collective collection power and give them the best decks possible, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then we split the rewards evenly as a guild afterwards. But you need to get buy-in from everybody, and
Yeah.
it you know it'd be
Well, that's
like
why
the
you're in a guild, because you're assume buy-in from everybody, right?
Mm,
Yeah. I mean, imagine Artenek with all of our cards. She would
yeah.
crush, right? So
I would hope that they add more spots though, more phrase spots, because it seems unfair, and it adds an unnecessary amount of either animosity or complexity, where it's just like if half the guild can't participate, it's like it'd be one thing. It'd be one thing if this is our job and we're meeting every day in like a conference room to be like, all right, who's going where and what are we doing? But like we're all around the world, and I don't
yeah,
know
yeah,
half the people in the guild still.
yeah. Go back to buildings and look at the arena, and then so you can see, because as we level up, right, you get more phrase slots, which is why we upgraded it before.
True,
So yeah,
but
so, so
I guess it
maximum
maxes out at
is
25.
25. Yeah, so you're still going to have people that are going to miss out, but less so, right?
Okay, so the reason we're so far ahead technically is because we have our guild hall completely maxed out.
Correct.
Okay, so that makes sense, because if our guild hall was roughly at the same level as our arena,
Mhm.
we would have 18 people, 18 phrase available, and then our hall would allow for at level 5, our hall would allow for 19 people.
Yeah,
So there'd only be one person sitting out.
right. And we can just rotate those, right?
Yeah, well, but the problem is that like even at the highest level for arena, we are still sitting on 5 people that would need to rotate out. This is once we
Yeah,
get to like a level 9, but
right. Which is why I don't play my alt in the brawls, right?
yeah.
So, and there are other alts in the guild too. So I think we have very few instances of people that want to brawl that don't, right? I haven't heard any complaints about that in months. So
Is it
uh,
just people who are inactive in the
yeah,
guild?
yeah, there's some that are totally inactive
I mean, shouldn't
or not as competitive, right?
sure. I'm not recognizing a lot of these names here.
Yeah. So I mean, again, they play from time to time, but
Okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to call out anybody in the guild. I'm just curious who's around. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, it's the same names you see participating, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and like, here's the thing, right? We always offer a slot. Like as an officer, right? I'll say, hey, if somebody wants in that doesn't have a slot, I'll drop out. So,
Yeah.
but they better,
Interesting.
but they
Okay.
better,
Huh? What's that?
but they better win.
They better win, right? Well, actually, this would be great for us once we get not guild hall, arena.
Yeah.
If we get to the next tier, 675.
Yeah. So our rewards will go up, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Our rewards will go up, but the number of people playing won't.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
then at level 7, it'll go to 21, right? So we'll get 3 more people in. So,
Oh, we need to get to level 7 ASAP. We need to beat everybody else to level 7.
well, okay.
All right,
Win more.
I'm all
Win.
in on this. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to be the best of the best. All right, so oh my gosh, I'm seeing so many great comments. Hold on, let me catch up here. Icy Flow, how do you see what tier you're in? Pad and Penny, hover over status. Scavo Kart, it could be interesting. I feel like Mario Kart is very advanced in terms of like its development. You need something that's simple that people can play on their phone. Yeah, so can we get back to the Splinterlands Go talk? I've
Oh,
always said that this would be a perfect match for a Go style game.
I agree. I agree. It'll be super hype.
Man, I don't know, man. It just the possibilities are somewhat endless, because if it's all just part of this ecosystem, you could just be doing so much with it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks again, Icy Flow, for bringing this to our attention. There are only 3 guilds in tier 3 right now. There's only 3 guilds actively in tier 3, but Icy Flow was saying that there's 10 guilds who have tier 3 arenas, and I was just wondering where Icy Flow got that info from. Speculation: how many guilds will be in tier 4, 5? Well, right now 0, but
Yeah, 0, but as many as possible, right?
I
So
think everybody's gonna want to get up there.
rewards fuel behavior, right? So
Mhm.
absolutely, it'll go crazy.
But what I love about this is now it's not easy, and you can't just come in and create a bunch of bot accounts the way that you
That's
could like a
correct.
year ago, right? So you actually have to play and you have to compete and win.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it'll be the era of tools, right? So like Splinter Tools is good for brawls, right? Because you know
mhm.
exactly who you're playing. It goes through and it does all of the analysis for you. Doesn't guarantee you're going to win, right? Because everybody's using Splinter Tools.
Yeah,
So, but there's a lot more data, and they'll probably change that, right? I would imagine that you'll only find out who you're brawling once you submit. Both sides have submitted their team, right? That would make the
true.
most sense. So
Yeah. So Mitchell, I've been getting my ass handed to me in tier 2, much more merits. That's good.
yeah,
Well, I mean, not getting your ass handed to you, but at least you're earning more merits. Butters, what's up, Butters? Good to see you. Yo, Icy. Hello, Butters. Sounds crazy. 50%. I assume 16 playing in the brawl. You're probably right. Some of the guys in TNA are talking about this in member chat also. Okay.
yeah.
Where's TNA? Hold on. Let's get a little friendly rivalry here. Time and attention. Or is it just TNA? Is
I
it?
thought T and A, like the N percent, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
T and A.
Nope, that's a
No.
percent.
Oh, and A.
There we go. There we go.
TNA Legion 1. TNA Legion 5. All right. Well, Legion 1 is 50, ranked 51. Let's see. Arena. They're tier 3. So interesting. The tier 3 goes all the way down there.
Hmm.
So here's the thing. The only reason they're not ranked higher is because their hall doesn't allow for more people,
Yes.
but they're probably very competitive.
Yeah, and right now with the price of DC back down to where it is, I mean, people should be leveling up their halls like crazy.
Agreed. So or use don't give them our strategy. What's the strat? Oh, what were we talking about?
Uh,
Oh, where we split things up. Go
yeah,
like team collective, like pooling and all that.
yeah. Well, I
Because
think everybody does that though.
well, maybe, but I think for us it's different because we just have more members.
True, true, true. Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point.
So Butters, colorblind, what's going on? You're welcome for the content. Always about the content. Song of the Phoenix has been doing surprisingly well in brawls for an alt guild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't even been participating. Are you still participating with Dark Scholar in there?
I do when I can, right? But being sick and all and stuff like that. But it's hard to focus on 3 accounts, right? So I've been
I
focusing on my primary alt, and then when I can, I go over and play on Dark Scholar.
The problem is I don't have a playable alt right now. So because the thing is I've used my alts for rentals, and
Mhm.
I've kind of just used them as a way like with the whole rent golem thing.
Yep.
So now my after sound 2 and after sound 3, I'm like sending specific cards to each of them to rent out and just have them be rental accounts. So I don't know if I need to create like another alt that
Yep.
should manage that guild.
Yeah, I mean, but to his point though, it is doing really good, right? I think it's like ranked 600 now. Six.
I need a second deck. That's the thing, and I don't think I have a good one. Actually, I have one that could probably be somewhat competitive in bronze, but
Yeah, and there are on slots, right? So
mhm. All right. So let's see. We used to be higher, but we moved up in
yeah,
tiers.
that same thing happened to us, right? So
Mhm.
we struggled when we moved up.
Number 46. What's number 46? Randy K. Let's see what your guild is at number 46. Plan B?
Boom.
Is Plan B based on the Bitcoin guy who failed with the stock to flow model? What's your guild's rank? I think we're 10 right now, right?
Yes.
We hover between 9 and 10, I feel like recently.
9, 10, 11, around there.
I mean,
Usually we get we go up in ranks right towards end of season. So right around top 10 typically.
I mean, I know I'm not a guild officer, but I'm just curious for all the people like down at this level if they're. I mean, it seems like they're active.
Yeah.
But why are they so low here?
Because it's now a combination of two modes, right?
Shouldn't it
And
just take your highest one? Because like this, like they're
that's what
clearly not playing in modern.
right. I think that too, right? Pick one. The highest one should be reflect where you are in the standing. But I think it adds them both together.
That's really dumb.
You know what? Next call, you tell them that.
Let me just shoot an internal email real quick to Matt. Hey, Matt.
I mean, yeah. I think it should be your highest. Absolutely, be your highest.
I mean, because like why would people play both?
But here's the thing, right? If you play both, like look at our number one player, he plays both. So he's represented as such, right? So I get what they were thinking. So
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Because I really
I try to go for the number one slot every time. And so I gave up this time. I was like, I'm not gonna play in modern. So at least on that account. And so
okay. Well.
But hey, even our guild admin account has been playing. So look at that.
Yeah, I know. Well done, Mr. Arias.
Yep.
In both modern and wild?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Probably his ECR is down to like nothing.
Well, but I thought this has the Archmage thing running, doesn't it?
It does, but you can do both. It works on.
Oh, okay.
Works in modern, or you have to pick, right? So modern or
since you have to pick, I was curious how it's doing well in both of them. But yeah, see something like this, like Crystal 01 has a rating of 3,500 in wild. Like they should be up near
the top,
yeah, the top. But if it's combining both modern, this is
yeah. Really... I think it. So I think it's representative of the work that you're putting in, right? That's what I think.
I just don't like it.
That's a lot of games to play between two modes. I mean, that's crazy. So,
well, I don't think that people should feel the need to play between both modes in order to rank up in their guild. Like that shouldn't be there. I don't know, does that make sense to you?
It does, but I think that their intention was to show the most engaged players, right? I mean, that's if I had to pick a reason, that would be the reason.
Okay.
Yes. So you can tell them it's stupid. Send them an email, and
this is really bothering me. I don't even know who I can talk to on the team, but it's just like.
Wasn't that weird? That's weird.
Is it Weirdbeard or is it Matt or is it Cryptomancer? I don't know.
Yeah, whoever's in charge of brawls. That's weird.
I just feel like there's a complete logic oversight there. Like unless I'm just not understanding how they're thinking about it. I mean, I know you're giving the argument of like they're trying to show who's engaged with the game the most.
If we're going to do rating, get rid of that rating for things that are not guild related and put the brawl rating in. That would be a nice change.
What's the brawl rating?
So we don't have one, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, maybe your win percentage or the number of points, because we get points when we win in brawls, right? So just add those up for all of your participation. That would be much more relevant, I think.
Okay. Well, this is a recent problem. This is a modern and wild problem that just popped up, a couple weeks ago?
Yep.
So maybe
you're really bothered by that.
I am. I'm so bothered by it. I am so bothered by it. You have no idea. I just don't think it's
angry after sound.
angry after sound. Because it. Here's the thing: if it's an oversight, that's fine. Then it should just be pointed out and corrected. If it's not, I'm just trying to understand the logic because the whole reason they created modern format was so that people didn't have to compete in wild. But now, if you're getting penalized for not competing in wild as well as modern, that's just very anti the incentive structure. So
yeah. And the only reason why I played in Modern was to boost my rates, my standing here. That's the only reason why I did it. Then I said,
That's see that.
this sucks. Yeah. Then I said,
All right,
this sucks. I'm not going to do it anymore.
all right.
Because I was burning my ECR for no real benefit.
I'm gonna send Yabamat a very sternly worded email.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll appreciate
Number 17.
He's going to around who?
All right, donations. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not gonna send Yabamat an email, but I will ask about this wherever I can. And I'll try not to be super triggered, as Kulfi says. Donation rankings is most important. Our guild, the Wizards, is doing very well at 26th. Nice. Awesome. Very cool. I bet they'll fix it with Cryptomancer's changes.
I think so too.
I hope so. What's going on, Arno? Happy to see you. Solid bear market builder.
Yes.
Are we bear market builders? I guess so.
Absolutely, dude.
You know, I tweeted out a while back that I was like, I have no technical skill, and I just look at all of these crypto gaming companies that are just taking the absolute worst, like from the communities right now, just getting it piled on, and I'm just like, I don't know. I still would love to create a game at some point in my life. I don't know. It just seems like a fun thing to do, especially in crypto. It's
if
like
you can
cutting
be
edge technology.
Yeah, if you can be successful in the bear market, then during the bull, you're going to take off like crazy. So you hope.
I've been playing both Modern and Wild while keeping my ECR around 85%.
Big change for me around ECR. Remember I said I would burn through
it? You guys would be so shocked. Here, go ahead. Please tell them about your ECR adventures.
I now play at 99% ECR, and I do not go below 99%. So I play fewer, right? But when I win, it's much more impactful in terms of rewards, right? And I want to stay as far away from that 50% as possible.
For people who are unaware or who might be new to the channel, 99% for Darkestnyte is about 90% more than where he used to be. he'd be the account that was hitting single digits, and everyone would look and be like, "Look at this bot behavior." I'm like, "It's not a bot. It's just Darkestnyte. He loves it."
So you know what's funny about that, right? It's like when they make changes, I just adapt to the changes, right? I think all of us do. And so that was a ridiculous change in behavior.
But can we discuss this? Like, because I know that it bothered you, and so I'm wondering how you're coping with it, or if it still bothers you, or if you want to see some other changes or benefits.
No, so you normally, and again, there's some positives here, right? So quality of life for me, you know, I talk about the quality of life, you know, with Archmage, right? That was a big change. And so I'm able to take out the negative emotion from end of season. Like right now, I'm super stressed. I mean, that's not stressed at all, right? I'm not worried about, you know, 24 hours from now, you know, it'll be end of season. No, I've already put in the work consistently over the whole season, right? Yeah. So I'm good, right? I play more now for fun, or, you know, play on alts and, you know, watch content. I think it was a good change, right? I'm not tied to my computer the way that I was before. And I think from in terms of quality of life and even playing other games, right? I think it's been great.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. All right, so you don't want to see an ECR potion put into play?
Oh no, I mean, I would play more if it was, right, especially if it was tied into stake SPS. Yeah, then I would just benefit from it. But no, I mean, I'm good. I know what the team is trying to do, right, and I'm super supportive of that. So if they feel that that is a change they need to make, then I'll just adapt and, you know, play within the confines that they're setting up.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big part of that was just the new hype and excitement of how the rewards are being calculated, the new rank rewards. So
yeah, and we get so much more rewards now than we ever have. So I mean, I'm good with that.
Well, like I was looking at the month of June, for example, right? When I was doing my analysis of that, I'm like, okay, had I played a little bit more or whatever, I probably could have gotten about $100 in the month. And I'm like, oh, that's like pretty good, right? $100 a month playing a game. But the problem is I was playing that game like it was a full-time job.
Yes.
So the dollars per hour just didn't make sense, right? Yeah. So it's like, it's fun because it was at the beginning, but now it's like, okay, well, let me play this when I have time, when it makes sense, maximize my earnings. And then, you know, that over time will compound.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
I play both styles to earn more chests. Interesting. Yep. How do you earn more chests that way?
Because you have a higher win rate, right? So based on your card collection, right? You're going to have.
Okay. Depending on focus and ability needed is a deciding factor on which mode I have been playing. Oh, the
Yeah.
focus. You know what's been great?
Hmm.
I play battles now, and I don't even know what my focus is.
Exactly. Same. Yeah. Same.
I'll hit submit on my team, and then I'll be like, "Oh crap, what was my focus?" And then I'm
Yeah.
just like, "It doesn't matter because
Exactly.
it's the win rate is what's more important." So
Absolutely. Which is why I stay at 99%, right?
yeah,
So if I can focus on win rate, winning a match, as opposed to spamming a whole bunch of stuff, then
yeah,
it's more quality over quantity, which is what I
agreed.
think Matt talked about, right? So the bots go towards quantity, right? A real player will probably focus on quality.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's see. Coffee was saying I was super triggered. Go
You
Team
were, dude.
Possible.
You really were. You're like, what?
I'm still so triggered. I'm gonna move off of this page so that I don't keep looking at it. Where's Team Possible? Team Possible. Oh, we need to catch Team Possible.
Well, they're kind of there.
Oh man, they have a lot of crowns too.
Yeah, they're really good, right? They're really good players. So.
Who's on here? All right, hold on. So Ryan 600. Ryan 600. Which one are you? Wait, what? The Bad Witch is here twice.
That's just for
Oh
donation.
no, I'm sorry. Those are members. Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay. So Epic Team, Mellow Fellow.
Yeah,
Oh, Vet's part of this one.
yes.
Okay.
These are all the
Interesting.
people that beat me consistently, whatever. Fat Jimmy beat me like last night. I was so mad. Yeah, these are all like really good players.
All right. I want to
Snack beat me on the QA server.
I want to crush them in the best way possible. In the nicest way possible. So we got to catch them. Now are they playing at level 3? I wonder what are the 3 guilds that are playing at tier 3 right now. No, they came down to tier 2.
Yeah.
So who's playing at tier 3? Probably just Immortal Gods.
Maybe.
You know, it's so great to be able to see a lot of the trash talking that happens in like Mav chat or on the thing now of like, I don't know. This is what I want from guilds, right? I want guilds to be.
They're a tier 2 as well.
Yeah. All right. Look at all these scaredy cats. I'm gonna start talking trash to all these guilds. We'll see what happens.
So it'll happen, right? All of a sudden, we're gonna start playing in tier 3, and then we'll go back to tier 2.
Well, so we did jump up to tier 3 for a second, right?
Yeah. So you know what? Maybe for the next brawl,
how come none of these
we'll
tiers
just go tier 3 and see what happens.
I mean, if they want to. Here's the thing. It's not that I'm pushing for tier 3 right now, but I think as soon as rewards go live, I think we have to.
Yeah,
right.
But we need to practice, right? We need to practice and understand what the competition.
So here's the thing, and I remember them talking about this on the not in the town hall, but just somewhere maybe just on Discord. But the idea was many people stay in tier 2 because the rewards that you earn for winning in tier 2 versus the lowest person, like it's not incentivized properly. And I think if they change that to the point where it's just like the lowest tier, right, the people who perform the worst in tier 3 still earn more than the highest in tier 2.
Yeah.
That's how it should be designed, right? Because then everybody's incentivized to go up rather than staying down and punching below your weight.
Yeah. So Ryan is in Team Possible Power.
Team Possible Power. Let's see.
Yeah, Team Possible. They're broken up into multiple guilds.
Team Possible Power. You ever think there's going to be like an Archmage Arius Disciples too?
Yeah, it's called Song of the Phoenix.
Yeah, it is. All right. You know what? Okay, I decided I think I'm gonna make another alt account. Because I need an account that I can actually go through and manage properly make it a playable account rather than like a rental.
Well, yeah, because I mean the guild now has all the stuff necessary for rewards, right? So you're good to go there.
I definitely want to have.
Peligore Bandits goes to, is it a penny and 1.2 now? No. Now I have to look. Let's see. Up. So After Sound's internet just went down again. So we'll look up. Let's see. Reward card. Bing. Pellicore Bandit. Wow, look at that. It is 1.2 cents. Man, that's a good purchase. Welcome to the Darkestnyte Show. All right, so Butters basically said, yes, higher win rate because I peak out as I approach champion. Yes, same thing here. TNA is in 3. You can look at our page, so I'm sure he'll do that when he gets back. Here we go. Woohoo! Yes. So there we go. Oh, that was faster. Much faster. Good.
Yeah, I have my gaming computer hardwired in. I don't have my streaming computer hardwired.
Here we go.
So I should do that because my gaming computer has no internet issues. So sorry, guys. See, look, they're all cheering for you. Welcome to the Darkestnyte Show.
Yep.
Hold up. I felt like there were a couple of questions I missed. So Pellicore Bandit. I'm not buying any more Pellicore Bandits. I said that I was doing it for fun and I was only doing them when they were a penny. So
well, the price has gone up 20%, which is great.
Higher win rate because I peak out as I approach champion, so I switch accounts to Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because we get into that what is that 3,200 ranking where you start losing a lot. Like
TNA is in 3. You can look at our page to see the others. Oh, actually, that's a good idea. Sorry, I do want to see who else is playing in tier 3. So that means your guilds must be or your phrase must be so boring because there's only 3 guilds playing. I'm sorry, I don't mean that in like a super negative way, but
well, I mean, again, it's asset accumulation, right? They're getting their merits, they're getting their crowns. Yeah. That's important, right? Especially now with the changes that are coming.
TNA Legion 1. Let's see.
Here we go.
Roaring 20s, Gladiators, and TNA Legion 1. Interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, Roaring 20s, that's Steve's guild, right?
Is he the manager of it?
I don't know if he's a manager. I think he's one of the officers.
Where's Roaring 20s? Isn't he? Oh, number 13.
Yeah, I mean, and they're excellent players, right? So,
well, okay. So hold on, Icy Flow. Once again, is there a way to see how many have tier 3 tier 3 arenas? Not who are competing, but who actually have tier 3
you have to go into the guild. I don't think you can see that. You'll have to go into the guild to see what they are. At least as far as I know.
Oh, whoops. I don't want to look at Brawl.
Yeah, there's Steve right there.
Mariana Amelia. I recognize this name as one of the Mavs. Steve's right there. Yep, you're right. It's Matt weird. Clark is here too.
Yeah.
Flesh Golem.
Holazor is another streamer.
Yep. So, Crypto Llama's there.
Yep.
Look at that. All right. Well, now we have to take down Roaring 20s as well. Got to get some good friendly competition.
Well, next.
Cryptomancer's in there?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Hold up. What guilds are the team on? What guild is Matt or Aggie on?
They're in Crypto Friends Forever. And it is crazy that I remember who's in what guild. Absolutely insane.
Crypto Friends Forever. Oh wait, are they not? I guess maybe they're not serious players because they're too busy building this game.
They do brawls. So there's Rondon,
K-Bucks. Oh, there's Yaba P Matt. Hardpoint. Interesting. Homestead. Oh, Pluck too. I'm recognizing. Is Chatting Chatter?
Probably.
Kron the Undying. Huh. All right. Crypto friends forever.
Yeah, remember the last brawl we did? We fought against them.
Did
And I
we
said,
really?
yeah, we did. And I said they were the ones to beat. So
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Look, I'm the captain now. Landlords is the best guild. Changed my mind.
nice.
You're giving me a task. I don't feel like doing it. Where's landlords? What rank are you, Vilson? Remember that? Oh, gosh, back when I was in like grade school, that cheer. All right, I don't even remember it now. Well, I hadn't looked at reward prices in a bit. Your race is up 90%. Wow.
Holy.
It's just the first
Yeah,
time we tried
card
tier
values
3.
are climbing, right? And I would love to know what's driving that. Like, what's driving that? We have more supply. We're opening more packs. What's driving the prices going up?
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear my music?
I can hear your music.
Oh, okay. That's the Dune Spice Wars background. I love it.
It's given a nice little ambiance here.
Yeah.
Oh, I usually play music. I haven't streamed in so long that I haven't been playing the music today.
I got you covered.
Thanks, dude. What were we looking at? Oh, rewards cards.
Yeah.
These are still a penny.
Yeah, but if you click, it's one. Like for example.
Yeah, I know 1.2.
Yeah. So still pretty.
Epics have gone up though significantly, right? Like your race is 20. Remember, these were going for 11 cents a week ago.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is these are higher again.
Mm-hmm.
I expect these to lower over time, but again, it depends on like the print rate.
Yeah.
And demand.
Check out the legendary as well. I'm curious about them.
All right, legendaries. I was just looking at. Oh, so Oshana's back under $2.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are sitting about $1.
Heartclaw was at like 75 cents for a while.
Yeah.
Huh.
If you had the conviction to buy,
which I
those
did,
would have been the ones. Well done.
So actually, go to let's see, Vankman. I just call that
Venator Kinjo.
There we go. Wow, $4. Yeah, but the supply for that is really low.
I remember you said you bought some gold ones too.
I did. Yep. Yeah, but that's a great card. I mean, no matter what version you get, it's a great card. So
yeah, it's a great support card. Wow, Crypto Llama, Cryptomancer, Time and Attention, Aftersound in the house. My favorite streamers I watch every chance I get. All right, is everybody else live right now? Whoops. I mean, I don't know what. Whoops, this is my time. They're taking my time. I'm just kidding. I'll go catch those shows later. Less bots farming rewards. Yes, less bot. I mean, I think the ECR change is definitely going to hit strong because bots are just not incentivized anymore, which means lower card print rates, which means more sustainable prices, meaning they don't go down. Rental prices are going up, so card prices go up.
That's interesting, right? So for asset accumulation, the bots were good.
Yeah.
But for value going up, they were bad. So if you took advantage of when the bots were around and you bought cheap cards, you're winning right
Huh.
now.
I wonder if SPS pumps and when SPS rewards go live, and if those two things kind of happen together, it could create another incentive for people to bot accounts. Now I know a lot of that incentive is being removed, so people aren't going to go like crazy rich from it. But and this is what I'm talking about, like long term, where it's just like it doesn't matter if real players come in or not, because if the rewards incentive or the structure works in that way, then people will find it valuable or find it financially rewarding to bot an account. You know what I mean?
Even, I mean, again, a 20% gain. Let's just say you went all in on Pellicor Bandits. Oh, wait, you did. When they were a penny, that's a 20% gain.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything else right now that can get you 20%. right? And in fact, even less so given what the markets are looking like. So
Yeah, actually, let's take a quick look at print rates, because I think we're just about to hit that 70% mark for commons. Except nothing is available right now. What's going on with the data here? Am I doing something wrong? No, they're just not showing anything. Splinter cards.
all right. But you know kind of where we are, right? We're around.
We were at 69.9% the last time I saw for
so
commons.
Yeah, so we're at 70%, and this is when things are going to be their lowest, right? And then they're going to start ticking up.
Yeah, well, they're only going to tick up if there's demand for it. But I would say 20% uptick is already significant, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
and Kinjo hasn't gone back down. I mean, when I got those, they were at 40. It has not gone back down. So, or I buy more, but
yeah, there's like 4 TNA here. Oh man, we're getting invaded. We need some representation from Archmage. We are like 36k rating, level 4. Nice. Oh, Wilson, you're talking about landlords. Oh, you'll get there, man.
Yeah, and again, with the price of deck stabilizing around peg, it'll be a lot easier than it was for us.
Yeah, I want to see all this DEC burned. So this will be an interesting progression for the value of SPS in the long run. I'm not as worried about SPS utility anymore, because essentially what they've done is given SPS utility or DEC utility to SPS. So if this could be a very like kind of virtuous cycle in a sense, where once they implement these brawl rewards, if it incentivizes people to start playing in more brawls and leveling up their guilds, well, a lot of that DEC that needs to get eaten up goes into guilds, goes into guilds, gets burned there. Yep. And once we start burning a ton of DEC, that helps bring it back up to its peg. And if it's back up at its peg and goes above its peg, and they have this SPS burning mechanism for DEC to get more, well, that creates this nice upward momentum for.
I think it's going to be. I think it's well thought out. I agree that it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. All right. The free mass bot service is not playing the new focuses as of now. It skips that account, but the new focuses don't even matter, right? Because I don't play the focuses. I just play.
Yeah.
That's why I think ECR regeneration tied to locked card CP is a good idea, as I don't care if it's a bot or a person investing.
I agree with that. I do agree with it. As was
Chris, I think Chris had suggested this a while back too. So
yeah. I think we talked about this a couple of months ago, that just force bots to own cards, or just give rewards to people that stake SPS, right? So if a bot wants to get rewards, stake some SPS, and now you're good to go, right? That's in the investment in the community.
Yeah, agreed.
And how you realize that reward is up to you.
All right, Zurich is asking, what are the benefits of creating or owning a guild? Just you get to be the boss. Like if Darkestnyte, if Darkestnyte doesn't like me anymore, then he can just kick me out. I lose everything.
Well, I could get kicked out, right? So I'm not the leader, right? So I have to play nice with everybody.
Yeah.
But we have fun. Really, it's just fun. You're around like-minded people, and you're all working together towards a specific goal. So,
I mean, Zurich, like it all just depends. I mean, if you want to be in complete control, then you can be, but you also will probably have to manage a ton as well as put in a decent amount of investment in. But yeah.
But it's worth it. I mean, I feel like it's worth it, right? To be honest.
And as Chris says, you get to name it. So there's that.
Winning.
All right, Wilson's out. All right, see you around. Darkestnyte, I'm getting hungry, man. I think
same here, man. My stomach is rumbling. Yeah, I think so too. I agree.
Let's do it. All right, one more question here. The hit to the rental system from recent measures will be enough incentive for many to look into owning, but I see this as a never-ending balancing act. I agree. I mean, the game's just going to continue.
Yeah. And we're going to have our ups and downs, right? Ups and downs, and it's, we'll adapt and adjust, and it'll be fine. Stakes gave it just Dallas.
Cool, man. Well, it was good catching up with you.
Absolutely.
It was good chatting with you guys. It's been over a week for me. I don't think I saw you since like 10, 12 days ago. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming through and hanging out on this Sunday morning. Darkestnyte, thanks for taking the time as always. I mean, you and I chat regardless, but it's always good to chat in a more formal capacity.
Don't forget to book your Vegas.
Yes, I'm going to do that today. You're staying at the Luxor, right?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yep.
well, I'll chat with you.
Yeah, it's a little pricey. You might be able to find some deals out there, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna sell my cards so I can make sure that they don't kick me out.
Guys, if you're planning to come to Splinterfest, it'd be good to see you, shake your hand, and actually have these conversations in person. Because
Absolutely.
what I love about this, and I maintain that I made the channel for selfish reasons, right? I made the channel because I just want to talk with people who are like as obsessed with the game as I am. So I think it'll be really, really fun to be able to do that in person when we're there, because
Yep.
there's so many great, so many great ideas with a drink in hand, whatever it is. Maybe sitting around. Do you play poker?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
play like sit around like a poker
Tell you my
table or
poker
something.
stories sometime when we're in Vegas.
When we're in Vegas, there you
Yeah.
go. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. I will be back live on Tuesday, hopefully back to normal schedule now. And Darkestnyte, hope you're feeling better. Hope everybody who's not feeling well is whatever this is going around. I hope everybody feels better soon. And yeah, this is exciting. Best of luck on end of season 2. I hope you guys get amazing rewards. I'm very excited to hear what you end up getting on Tuesday stream. So we'll catch up then. All right, peace.
Take care, guys.